going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network. This is the X Sports Network.
I have to be Lawrence County. Oh, welcome everybody here to Muscle Shoals High School in the great state of Alabama. It's a Class 6A Region 8 meeting here between the Gadsden City Titans and the Trojans of Muscle Shoals. AJ Good with UNA legend Jacob Tucker here for tonight's game. Jacob, an absolutely beautiful evening for some high school football and a big game right off the bat here in Muscle Shoals.
Absolutely, AJ. You know, we were talking pregame that if this game would have happened 2 or 3 days ago, it would have been a serious concern for a lot of people on the field and in the stands because it was so hot. Thankfully, we've got some great weather today. It's starting to cool off. Sun's going down. We're out here with the elements today as well, so might as well put us on the field. I think we're ready to go just like the players are.
Got a bit of a breeze. It feels great out here right now, and shadows getting on the field, so we're going to have a beautiful night here of football. Let's take a look at both sides coming into this game, Jacob. Gadsden City finished 6-4 a year ago. Ended in the first round of the Class 6A playoffs. Head coach Ali Smith, his 7th year at the helm. He's 31-34, including 3-3 in the playoffs. The Titans have made it to the playoffs 3 straight years. From Muscle Shoals went 9-3 a year ago. Finished in the state quarters. Our head coach Scott Basin, his 18th year, has a 158-49 record, 25-16 in the playoffs. So in his 17 previous seasons, they've gone to the playoffs 16 years. The only season they haven't was his very first year here with the Trojans.
Yeah, that's a pretty impressive resume. Says a lot about Coach Gadsden, but it also says a lot about the football community in Muscle Shoals. We talked about this pregame as well. You know, we're both guys from the Tennessee area, and so we're down here in Alabama, and we see the mecca of southeastern football displaying itself in these Alabama high schools, right? And so Muscle Shoals, we're out here, beautiful campus, beautiful stadium, great looking field. And so if you're going to have those kind of amenities, you got to be able to back it up on the field, and that's what Coach Gadsden and the Muscle Shoals Trojans do year in and year out.
The theme for this team in Muscle Shoals this year, Jacob, has been finish. They've gotten to the quarterfinals last year, the year before made it to the semifinals. This team is really wanting to get over the hump this year.
Absolutely, and that's frustrating as a player because you know you have a good team. What you see day in and day out, week in and week out on the field, you see the productivity each year making the playoffs, and there's this hump that they just can't get over. And so you know that's frustrating as a player. You know, maybe if you started out as a freshman, you're here as a senior now, and you've never been able to make it over that hump, and this is your last chance to get there. So they absolutely do. They want to make sure they finish this season, for a lot of different reasons. You know, for them personally, for the community, you know, Muscle Shoals needs to find a way to get over that postseason hump and try to get down there to the blue map.
For Gadsden City, 3 straight playoff appearances, but it's a team that's also trying to take that next big step. They've gone to the playoffs. Unfortunately for them, they haven't been able to go far in the postseason.
Absolutely. Coach Ali Smith at Gadsden City, he's done a really good job with this program. A couple years ago when he started, 7 years ago, it was really tough for him to get that first win as a head coach at Gadsden City. But once he kind of broke that seal, man, they've really turned it around. They've had some really good seasons here in the last couple of years, had some really good players come out. They've got an Alabama commit that we'll talk about a little bit later. So Coach Ali Smith, he's done a really good job of turning this program around, but it's still, there is that curve that they got to get over, that hump that they have to get over, just like Muscle Shoals.
So Muscle Shoals will be kicking off. They're going to start off on our screen going from left to right. Gadsden City will receive it, and they'll start off on your screen going from right to left. This is only, Jacob, the second time that these two have met up. First time was opening day a year ago at Gadsden City, and Gadsden City able to hand the Trojans just one of the few losses that they had a year ago, and that was a game that came down to the wire. Trojans had the ball late, just couldn't punch it in when it mattered.
Yeah, and that's what we're hoping to see tonight as well. We're hoping to see a good, close game. We've got two really good football teams that puts a really good product on the field. And so, AJ, I know for you and I, we would love to stand up here and see a really good game, really close game that comes down to the wire. And I think that's what we're going to get tonight.
Yeah, looking forward to it. This is a packed house here, especially on our side. We're on the home side, Gadsden City. Well, it didn't look that way just 15 minutes ago, but they slowly started to trickle in. And like we've mentioned before, Jacob, it's an absolutely beautiful night here at Muscle Shoals here, the home of the Trojans. And, I'm from West Virginia, you're from Tennessee. And one thing we've noticed here in Alabama, Jacob, they build palaces when it comes to high school football. We've got a few in Tennessee. We don't have many in West Virginia. Actually, we've only got like 3, and the colleges take up 2 of the 3. But over here, we got a lot of palaces in the state of Alabama.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not just what happens on the field. You look out here, like you said, we're over here on the Muscle Shoals side, and we're right directly behind the band, behind the student section, and it creates a great atmosphere for not only parents to come watch their kids play, not only students to come watch their peers play, but just people in the community. Maybe they don't have a direct tie to somebody on the field that's playing, but it gives them an opportunity to come out, for this week in particular on a Thursday night, typically on a Friday night, and just enjoy a good game day atmosphere.
Jorge Garcia getting ready to kick it off here for the Trojans in the all-red uniforms. Gadsden City white tops, maroon pants. Back deep to return Zion Gibson and Latarian Yao. Actually got their heels here on the 20-yard line. Garcia ready to kick this one off. And it's deep. And Yao struggles with it and eventually picks it up at the 17-yard line. And going to get brought down at the 19-yard line. Really good defense there on the kickoff by the Trojans, and that's where the Titans will take over first down and 10.
Absolutely. That was great coverage right there. Kickoff, the reception of the kickoff got a little mishandled. I know Gadsden City would love to have caught that one clean and really set up a good return right there. But kudos to Muscle Shoals getting down there, securing the tackle, not giving them a chance to have an advantage on this opening drive.
First down and 10 for the Titans from their own, looks like 19.5-yard line. And at quarterback for the Titans will be Sam Sully.
And so right here, it looks like we've got a bunch formation to start the season for Gadsden City.
3 receivers to the right, a wing to the right as well. No one else in the backfield. Zoli going to roll out to the right. Thinks about throwing, and he does. Hits his intended receiver and gets brought down at about the 27-yard line. Making the catch is Kellen Smith.
And that was just a simple rollout right there. They had the levels. They had the route tree that you typically see out of a normal wide receiver personnel. They had it bunched up but still got to the same spots. Quarterback did a great job of letting the defense get where they're going and then find the hole.
Actually, we got a holding call here on the play, and not exactly the way the Titans want to start off the 2025 season is going backwards. Absolutely.
Whenever you have a good setup, a good play for the rollout, completion for a couple of yards, first play of the season, get a hold, the referee, he was walking the wrong way, so they're going to get that cleared up and going back the right way. I know there were some Muscle Shoals fans that were correcting him from the stands for sure. But, yeah, not a great way, not the way that you want to start your season with a penalty.
So it's like first down and 10 from about the 10-yard line. Different. They've had that bunch again, Jacob, this time bringing it in closer to the line of scrimmage. Handoff up the middle, and he doesn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Great job there by the Trojan defense.
Yeah, great job of plugging those holes up, really giving the running back nowhere to go. AJ, you mentioned that bunch formation. This time they brought it closer to the line of scrimmage rather than further out towards the sideline. And offensive coordinators nowadays, they love to mess with different formations, try to get the defense thinking too much, because if you're thinking, you're not playing.
Like second down and 20 coming up, and now we got a whistle and another penalty flag, it looks like. And that's going to move him 5 yards forward there on the, so just lined up off sides.
Well, you're definitely seeing the woes of the first game of the year from both teams right now. A couple penalties to start in this first drive.
So now makes it 2nd down and 15, a little bit more manageable than the first drive, or the first play, I should say. Soley in the backfield. Another handoff here. Nope. Yep, handoff up the middle. And this time he will make it to about the 16-yard line. So bring up about 3rd down and 13 there.
And right there, tried another little inside zone run, but it was tracked down from the backside by number 8, Kamarian Johnson. Kamarian is one of the 2 Alabama commits that are playing on this field tonight, one for Muscle Shoals and one for Gadsden City.
It's Kellen Bray there on the carry. So far, nothing going here for the Titans in the run game. Masoli will look to the sideline. 3rd down and 13 coming up on the 10-minute mark here of the first quarter. Sully, straight drop back. Pressure comes, he'll step up. Running downfield, throws, and just behind his intended receiver. And looks like the punt unit will make its way on the field here for Gadsden City.
Yeah, we had some good pressure from this Muscle Shoals defensive line. Really good core group for this Muscle Shoals defense. Forced the quarterback to roll out of the pocket. He had some room to run, but he knew that he had about 14 yards to go to get that first down. So he took a shot, threw it a little bit behind the receiver.
Yeah, intended receiver was Smith, who he hit on the first play of the game. It looks like Soley is going to be our punter here as well. It's actually a pretty decent punt here. That's going to land at the 49-yard line, and that's going to roll and continue to roll to the Trojan 42. Great starting field position as Christian Pritchard wisely just lets that roll all the way there, and they'll take over 1st down and 10. A great place to start here for the Trojans.
Absolutely. Great punt there by the quarterback, and you'll see teams do that from time to time. If they don't have that guy, that punter with a big booming leg, they'll just tell their quarterback, hey, instead of standing at 5 yards to catch the snap, take a step or 2 back, get to about that 8-yard mark. And what they can do later on in the game if they feel the need, we have our quarterback now catching the snap. So if we want to run a trick play and try to catch them sleeping on defense, we can do that as well.
Kate Clemens at quarterback here from Muscle Shoals. 1st down and 10 from their own 42-yard line. They almost got the same formation here, Jacob, with that bunch on the outside. His handoff up the middle. Gets to about the 45, down to the 46-yard line. And that's Davion Reynolds with the 4-yard pickup, 2nd down and 6. Coming up here for the Trojans.
And that was a little off-tackle zone right there and led the way. Garrett Liverette did a great job right there on the right side of the offensive line of scrimmage, pushing his guy back, getting some breathing room for that running back to press and try to find the hole.
Now spreading it out a little bit more. 2 receivers here to left. Motion now comes. Clemens takes the snap, hands off up the middle over the right side. And he gets stacked up at about now they're going to give him forward progress to the 50-yard line. It's Reynolds once again. Another 4-yard pickup, going to bring up 3rd down and about 2 yards here, or a short 3, long 2 here for the Trojans.
And I know the Trojans aren't lined up in that veer offense or that wishbone offense, but first 2 plays we've seen 3 yards in a cloud of dust. And really good job by the offensive line of getting some movement. Great job by the running back, Davion Reynolds, to press that line of scrimmage, get up there, wait, and make sure the defense is wrong with whichever hole or whichever gap they guess to.
First 3rd down situation here for the Trojans. Motion comes again from left to right, and it's a handoff to Reynolds. And he's going to get the 1st down and more in the Titan territory. Grosson, they said he will step out at the 42. And that's a really good gain there in the first 3rd down conversion in the first time in the Titan territory.
Absolutely. So we saw a motion from the left to right side from our receiver, number 5, Jamarion Draper. And what that did is that created a nub edge on the left side. And so they just handed the ball to Reynolds and said, we think you're faster than the most outside guy on the defense, and so go get that 1st down.
Reynolds now will motion out to the right. 4 receivers here to the right side. Clemens. Quick throw, hits his intended, in and out of the hands of his intended receiver. The incomplete there, in and out of the hands of Jeremiah Lowe. Will bring up 2nd down and 10.
And again, we see some of those first game woes. The receiver just ready to catch the ball, get upfield, go. That would have been his first reception of the year, first reception of the season. He's just ready to go and took his eyes off the ball before he brought it all the way in.
How frustrating is that if you're a quarterback, Jacob?
As a quarterback, you can choose to get really frustrated at that, just like the receiver can choose to get really frustrated at you for hanging him out to dry, overthrowing.
Yeah. Give and take, right?
Absolutely.
Motion comes here, pistol formation. Handoff to, it's a fake here. Clements has a wide open receiver. He's across the 35 and brought down at about the 28-yard line. Really good catch there by Robert Ransall, and a first down here for the Trojans.
And that was a really good fake by Clemens. Really sold it with his eyes, rolled out, had a waggle pass route, coming back to the long side of the field, was able to get it to his tight end quick, and then let him go make the play.
It was Ezra Fowler there on the catch. I read the wrong roster. That's going to happen from time to time. First down and 10 here for the Trojans. Continue their drive here in the Titan territory. More motion comes. Clements, handoff here to Reynolds, and Reynolds maybe gets to the 27-yard line. They will give him a pickup of 1, and they'll bring up second down and 9. A good job there by the Titan interior line.
And I think you just spoke it into existence. Number 13, Robert Ransall, for Gadsden City, came up, got close to that line, and decided to go ahead and blitz. Made it a really tough read for Clemens at the quarterback, and he was able to secure the tackle right there at the line of scrimmage.
Second down and 9 coming up. About to hit the 7-minute mark here. Reynolds still at running back here. Now he'll get a little bit of help. It's Ransall motioning, and Ransall's going to get the carry. Across the 25, the 20, and he will get inside the red zone. And looks like they're going to mark him right at the 17.5-yard line, and will be enough, maybe enough, for a Trojan first down.
So that right there, that was just an outside zone or a stretch play, depending on what offense you're in, and is what they call it. Offensive line did a really good job of taking that step outside, getting outside leverage on their defender and hooking them inside, giving Fowler some room and an edge to get around there and get some forward yardage, get the first down.
Fowler on the carry. My apologies there. Quick throw. And it gets across the 15. And will go out of bounds at the 11-yard line. On the catch there was Jeremiah Lowe, a 7-yard pickup. Bring up a second down and 3. We do have a penalty marker here on the play. Might be a little bit extra after the play here. See what the white hat calls. And we have a personal foul, and that will be against Gadsden City.
Looked like it occurred off the sideline between possibly a player and a coach down there.
Ooh. So that will move the ball all the way to the 5-yard line. A 6-yard penalty, but an automatic first down. Now first down and goal here for the Trojans.
And again, just another mishap, another mistake made by Gadsden City. You start the game with a holding call that pushes you back, gets you behind the sticks. Now you got the other team trying to go in and score, and you're giving them free yardage.
First down and goal. Clements with Reynolds to his right. Hands up to Reynolds. Reynolds gets across the 5. And they're going to give him forward progress to the 3-yard line. A 2-yard pickup. Second down and goal here from the 3.
And again, right there, we just saw another inside zone. And so that's a tough read for Clemens at quarterback. You had number 91 for Gadsden City, Swain, made it a really tough read for him to decide if he wanted to hand that on to the running back or pull it and keep it himself around the edge.
We're going to go power formation here. Handoff here over the right side, and it's Fowler getting into the end zone. Touchdown, Muscle Shoals, a 6-0 lead. 5:49 remaining here in the first quarter.
Oh, man, the offensive line coach is going to love to watch that film back after the game. Offensive line, the whole right side did such a good job reaching their defender, getting hands on them, and driving them back into the end zone so that they didn't even have a chance to make the tackle before the running back scored.
Running game dominant in the early going here from Muscle Shoals. Jorge Garcia on to attempt the extra point for the Trojans. Snap back, kick is up, and the kick is good. With 5:49 remaining in the first, Muscle Shoals leads Gadsden City 7-0. We'll take a short break and have the next Titan Drive. We return here on the X Sports Network.
Imagine a bank where you feel at home, Real people living right here in your community are the heart of Bank Independent and everything we do. You have our commitment to bring the people, ideas, and resources together that create a stronger community full of endless potential. For over 75 years, we've served this place we all call home. Bank Independent. We're invested in you.
Bank Independent has been such a great partner because not only are they taking the stress of the finances off of our plate, but they're investing in us as we're investing in them. And I think that is a strong partnership. The spirit of what Bank Independent does is right there in the name.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Tim play, 58-yard drive that took almost 3 minutes and 30 seconds off the clock. Capped off by Ezra Fowler's 3-yard touchdown run at the Jorge Garcia extra point. Muscle Shoals a 7-0 lead over Gadsden City in a great first drive. Jacob Tucker here for the Trojans.
Absolutely, and that's how you want to start a season. You know, we talked earlier in the pregame, right before kickoff. Muscle Shoals, their mantra for this year is finish, right? And so this is where it starts. It starts in game one. That's one thing about football. You know, there's 10 games in a season. You can't afford to have slip-ups here in week one or slip-ups in week 6. You got to be able to finish week in and week out. And so that's a great first drive to kind of set the stage, set the tone for what this Muscle Shoals Trojan team wants to accomplish this year.
Garcia getting ready to kick it here. Has it on the right hash. Gadsden City 3 and out on their first drive. Holding penalty in their first play kind of derailed things. Yao and Gibson back deep to return here for the Titans. Garcia just pooch kicks it, and fair caught at the 29-yard line, and that's where the Titans take over first down and 10.
And you can tell that Muscle Shoals doesn't necessarily want to kick it deep. You got number 7, Zion Gibson back there, who's our other Alabama commit that's playing in the game tonight. Gibson is a 4-star cornerback, got recruited by the University of Alabama, committed to him on Christmas Eve of this past year, and you can definitely tell how much Muscle Shoals respects his ability, his athleticism, and his skill, because they do not want to kick the ball back there and let him touch his hands.
Nor do they want to throw it in his direction.
Absolutely.
Why they ran the ball as well as they did. First down and 10, solely in the backfield at quarterback. Ray to his right in the backfield, and a handoff to Ray. He's going to cut it upfield and stacked up right at about the 30-yard line. He'll get a bit of a forward push. Good job by his offensive line. We'll take him to the 33-yard line.
Yeah, there's a great cut right there. You're stretching it out, cut back, get underneath that tackle. But it was a great pop right there by number 24 linebacker Covey Weekly of Muscle Shoals to bring him down.
Muscle Shoals, the Trojans done a good job filling those holes on the front line in the early going so far. Still got those 3 receivers bunched to the right. Now Ray will motion out to the left, empty backfield. Soley drops back, steps up. Here comes the pressure, and he's going to take off. And Soley will go out of bounds. They will mark him at the 37-yard line. So not a 3rd down and 13 coming up this time here for Gadsden City.
And I'm sure the offensive coordinator is very thankful for that. You've got a lot more 3rd down and 3, 3rd down and 4 plays in the playbook than you do 3rd and 14.
3rd down, a long 2, short 3, however you want to put it here. Coming up on the 5-minute mark in the first quarter is Soley. Now we'll take a look here at the sideline. And we've seen it a lot in the early going, Jacob. A lot of trips formations, some bunch, some spread out. Now Soley, quick slant, hits his intended receiver, and he's down to the 45-yard line, and a first down and 10 here for the Titans.
Absolutely. That was a great throw and great catch right there by number 18, Dylan Perry, to secure the first down. AJ, you mentioned that trips formation. They keep bunching them up, putting them out wide, bringing them in close, and that's by design. They want to put the defense in a lot of different situations, see how they're going to play, how they're going to line up, so that you can look back in your playbook and say, well, this is how they line up against this formation, so this is what we had to run.
Speaking of a formation, we've got 4. Oh, Soley was not ready for that one. A penalty flag on the play. They had the offensive line, instead of 2 guards and 2 tackles. You can see it here, Jacob. They kind of flipped them out.
They bumped one over, so they moved their right guard over to the left side, bumped everybody out, made the left tackle now a tight end, which is really fancy and really pretty if you're able to run a play.
Right.
But if you have a misstep right there, quarterback's not ready for it, and he's just got to dive on it and kill the play. So it's
it was
one of
a
those
penalty anyway.
penalty as well to bump them back 5 yards.
First down and 15. The third penalty here against Gadsden City so far for 20 yards. Or 15 yards, I should say. One of them was a personal foul, but happened inside the red zone, so they had to mark it off in half. 3 receivers still left, 1 to the right, and the penalty flag's flying, and we might have got a timeout in time, and it looks like Gadsden City did, so they will call their first timeout here of the game. We'll just keep it here for the time being, and Jacob is a former quarterback here, and knowing how the way these offenses can work, those little 5-yard penalties are like little nicks on the body. They're annoying, and if you continuing to hit the same spot over and over again, that scratch becomes a gash by the end of the night.
You're exactly right. I don't know if there's a better way to describe it, to picture it than how you just did. And especially right here at the very beginning of the game, you want to come out and you want to set a tone. Like we saw from the Muscle Shoals offense, rolling it down the field, getting in the end zone. These little mistakes, the little penalties, the missed snaps, things like that on the Gadsden City side, you're not able to build momentum, right? And so you're coming out of summer workouts, you're coming out of fall practice, and so you've got all this energy, all this excitement for game one, but if you don't come out and start building momentum, it goes nowhere, right? Yeah. And so, like you said, these little things that are just going to keep poking it. There's a big difference between a second down and 7 and a second down and 15, right?
Yeah, or a first down and 10 and a first down and 15.
Absolutely.
Solely back. Drops back, now a screen play, intercepted, and he's going to go down to the 31-yard line. A great interception by Devin Smith, the senior, and the Trojans take over deep in Titan territory.
Wow, what an athletic play right there by your defensive end. I know Muscle Shoals is really pumped to have that one. Gadsden City was trying to set up a little slip screen right there to their running back, but Smith did a really good job reading it, noticing what was happening, dropping back, and then just making a heck of a play to go up and grab that ball. We would have loved to see what kind of athlete he was with the ball in his hands, but hey, you got the ball back to your offense, so you're rolling. Great play right there by Devin Smith.
When I was here a week ago, everyone on the Trojans said that their strength of this team this year is going to be on defense. A 3-and-out and an interception on the first 2 drives, and the way their offense went down on the field the first drive, it looks like they're set up for some big success here.
Absolutely right.
Clemens back at quarterback. New running back here behind him here out of this inverted pistol formation. And hands off to the right side. He's got a lot of room across the 30, the 20, the 10, and taken out of bounds right at the 9-yard line. A really good rush there by the Trojans, LaShawn Tapscott. And already a first down and goal on the first, hold your horses, or hold your Trojans, hold your horses. We got a penalty flag, and all the guys in red are going backwards, a personal foul, chop block. So, unfortunately for Tapscott, he's got to come all the way backwards with everybody else.
Yeah, and you hate that. Like you said, that's just another nick that's happened now to this Muscle Shoals offense. Great play. Offensive line continuing to do a great job of moving those defenders out of the way, giving the running backs lane. I even saw Gadsden City was playing man-to-man defense, and so our receiver that was down here at the bottom, William Vance, number 11, he noticed they were playing in man-to-man, and so the defensive back was running with him, and he actually threw his hands up in the air like he was about to catch a pass, which is pretty much as good as a block if they're playing man-to-man.
Yeah. 3:45 here in the first quarter clock, and first down and 20 now from the Trojans from the Titan. Well, actually, we're going further, so we'll take it back to the 46-yard line because it was a chop block, so a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, and that really changes things. We're probably going to talk about it a lot today. You typically see a lot of penalties in this first game, but how that completely changes the landscape.
Hand off to Tapscott up the middle, bouncing around, and he's going to get brought down at about the 48-yard line. A really good play there by Chris Butler, the linebacker.
Yeah, this is a great job by this Gadsden City defense. You see them right here. They Muscle Shoals goes with a nub formation to the left. But unlike what we saw earlier, Gadsden City doesn't let them get the edge, doesn't let them get outside, and makes the tackle for a loss. Muscle Shoals had a chance. They've had all the momentum this game so far to really step on Gadsden City right here, and a small penalty and a tackle for loss completely changes things, gives some energy back to this visiting team.
3-yard loss. It's 2nd down and 28 here from Muscle Shoals. Clements, hand off to Tapscott over the left side, and he will stumble down around the 45-yard line, a 4-yard pickup, and a 3rd down and 20 coming up here for the Trojans.
And again, offensive coordinators typically don't have a lot of plays singled out for these 3rd and 20 situations. The last 2 plays we've seen just a couple of short runs, 1 tackle for loss, 1 for a couple-yard gain. You just don't have anything in the playbook. Why? You don't want to take the shots downfield and risk, something else happening. You might as well just run it and see what you can get and try to punt it away.
And trying to throw it against a good secondary, it's the last thing you want to do if you're Muscle Shoals. Do get a quick pass here to Fowler. Fowler's going to break a couple tackles. He's across the 30. The 25 brought out of bounds around the 22-yard line. And that is awfully close, Jacob, here to a 1st down, and he might have got it.
Ezra Fowler may make me eat my words right here, right? But Clemens did a really good job of getting the ball out quick, getting it Fowler. Fowler makes a man miss, then races to the edge. Looks like they've got him just short.
Yeah, at about the 23. Got to get it to the 22.
Absolutely, and I think with the way this game's going right now, Muscle Shoals has the momentum. I think you got to go for it right here. Try to punch it across, keep this drive alive, and go get in the end zone again.
That's the best possible outcome. Got Fowler and Biani Jones in the backfield. Fowler gets a handoff over the right side, and he will push it across there to the 18-yard line, and a 1st down here for the Trojans.
Absolutely. That was a great run right there. I noticed that they brought in their defensive lineman, number 8, Kamarian Johnson, to play tight end. They knew it was going to be power football. They knew they had 2 yards to get. Running back did a great job of just lowering his head, rolling the pile forward, and getting that 1st down. And completing it on 4th down.
We do have a injured Titan here on the play. Clock stops in 1:58 here in the 1st quarter. Can't tell. It looks like one of the defensive linemen here for the Titans. And, man, Jacob, this drive looked like it was dead in the water after 2nd down and 28, then 3rd down and 24. And all it took was a quick pass, a broken tackle, and a 4th down conversion. This team is about to make it a 2-score game.
Absolutely, and that's what you see from good teams. You don't see them, whenever they get in these bad situations or little things happen, you don't see them panic, right? You saw Muscle Shoals, they ran a couple of run plays, got back a couple yards, tried to hit a quick pass, just playing great football, broke a tackle, raced to the edge, completing it on 4th down, completing the 1st down conversion, and just continuing this drive. And that's what you see from really good coach teams, is when these bad things happen, or these things that aren't typical in the playbook, they happen, they don't panic. They just keep rolling, keep doing what they're taught.
One thing we also see earlier in the year, Jacob, is cramps, as the young man has made his way off the field. He ran off the field. I never had issue with cramps, but also drank a lot of water.
Right. I didn't have a lot of issues with cramps either, so maybe we're not the best ones to speak on this. I do know a lot of people, they drink the pickle juice, or maybe they're eating the mustard packets. There are things that you can do, but I guess if you drink enough water, you don't have to put yourself through that.
Mustard and pickle juice. That's like that's like my living nightmare, having to hear those 2 words in the same sentence. 3 receivers still left, 1 to the right. Tapscott and Clemens, an awkward handoff, but Tapscott's going to muscle his way around they're going to give him forward progress to the 13-yard line, a 5-yard pickup, 2nd down and 5 now coming up here for the Trojans.
Man, you can just see the push from this Muscle Shoals offensive line, doing such a great job. They're running that inside zone right there. They're intentionally leaving that defensive end free, and the quarterback's going to read him. If he comes down the line of scrimmage, tries to tackle the running back, quarterback's going to pull it, take it around the edge. If he comes upfield, he's just going to hand it to the running back, and the running back's going to follow that offensive line that has just done such a good job of pushing the defenders back and giving lanes for the running back to run through.
2nd down and 5 here from Muscle Shoals, coming up on 1:05 left here in the 1st quarter. Tapscott behind Clemens here out of the pistol. Fowler goes in motion, and it's a quick pass here to Fowler, a pop pass, and he will get right to the 11-yard line. He's going to be about a yard or two short of the first down.
Yeah, Muscle Shoals tried to go with a little misdirection here, a little shuffle pass, but Gadsden City just happened to call the right play at the right time. They brought some pressure off of the edge that they were misdirecting to, which made Fowler had to bounce it out a little bit, and not as clean of a play as they would have liked to have seen, but still managed to gain a couple yards.
They do give them forward progress to the 10, so it's about third down and yard and a half here for the Trojans. 25 seconds might be the final play here of the first quarter. We need some action on our side of the field here, Jacob.
Absolutely.
I'm stretching my neck out to see you over there. Handoff here, the tap, Scott. He's going to cut upfield. He's across the 5, and he will get marked down at the 4-yard line. A first down and goal coming up for Muscle Shoals.
Man, you just watch this interior to the right side of the offensive line. Just such a good job of pushing defenders. I mean, they had the defensive line pushed back 5-6 yards. If you're trying to get 2-3 yards to get a first down and your offensive line is pushing the defensive line back 6 yards, you're going to have a lot of success if you continue to do that.
That will end the first quarter after 12 minutes of play. It's been a dominant performance here by the Trojans so far. When we return, it'll be time here for the second quarter here on the X Sports Network.
There are now more ways to save at Quick Mart. Become a Quick Club member and easily earn rewards on qualifying purchases at Quick Mart convenience stores using the Quick Club app, available on the Apple App Store and Google Play. To save on fuel for work, use the Fuel Rewards Pro app to earn 5 cents a gallon on work fill-ups and redeem the savings for yourself. To get started, visit fuelrewards.com/pro or download the app in the Apple App Store and Google Play.
Well, I think Fame and Muscle Shoals music is here because we're fiercely independent. And in the early days, it was hard because it was hard for banks to get their head around, we're going to give these hippies some money to go make music. We've been doing business with Bank Independent since the 70s, and to know that they've got our back, it means a lot, and it just kind of takes the stress off of doing business day to day. They've always been there, and it's always just been a phone call away.
At C&B Linen, fast, friendly, and reliable service is our promise to you. Because you're not just a customer, you're family. From multi-use linen to branded floor coverings and a complete range of cleaning supplies, C&B Linen is here to make sure you have everything you need. From our high-quality products to our fast, friendly, and reliable service, you'll experience the difference with C&B Linen. Because you're not just a client, you're part of our family. You'll be winning with C&B Linen.
For over 75 years, we've served this place we all call home. Bank Independent. We're invested in you.
This is the X Sports Network.
7-0 is the Muscle Shoals lead as we get ready to start the second quarter. This game brought to you by Bank Independent. Bank Independent is proud to be a part of our hometown team on and off the field. The customer scholarship helps local students score big in the classroom and beyond. Learn more at bnibank.com/scholarship. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. First down and goal from the Trojans from the Titan 4-yard line. Tapscott gets a handoff up the middle and gets to about the 2-yard line. Second down and goal here from the 2. This is A.J. Good, joined by UNA legend Jacob Tucker here on the call tonight.
And so Coach Smith from Gadsden City, he must have really got onto that defensive line over there in between corners. They've done a really Muscle Shoals offensive line has done a really good job of getting some push and getting them pushed back into that linebacker core. But that play, they did a really good job sticking those heels in the ground and planting themselves and stopping them at the line of scrimmage.
Second down and goal from the 2. New running back into the game here is Christian Pritchard for the Trojans. Double tight ends, 2 running backs in the backfield. Single receiver split out here to the left. Clemens still a quarterback. And we're going to get a false start here on the tight end on the left side. Or a timeout. Oh, yep. They got the timeout in time there before the man who made the interception for the Trojans, he was able to, they called it before he clearly jumped offside, so they will use their first timeout here of the first half.
I know he's thankful that Coach Gadsden saved him right there with a timeout.
Wow, did you see how big
you
that
all right?
bug was?
Yeah, that was.
I was like, what is on my back? That thing, you could fit that whole thing in my hand. Oh, wow. Oof. I was like, I didn't know if you were touching me, trying to point something out, or I don't know what that was.
Yeah, that was a cicada. A mighty good size
one. One of those
too.
KFC cicadas. Steroided up and all.
Right.
Again, today's game brought to you by Bank Independent. In business, just like in football, you need the right playbook. Bank Independent's Treasury Solutions give you the right tools to control cash flow, streamline payments, and keep your business in the game. Learn more at bnibank.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Thankful for Bank Independent making this happen for us this year. Jacob works for him, but,
Yeah, I'm probably going to be a little biased with anything that I say.
Like, read everything.
Yeah, right. I'll give you ample airtime.
We're thankful. We're so happy with the partnership, and, man, looking forward to not only doing this year, the next year, and for decades to come. Clemens in the backfield again, and we have a whistle. I think Gadsden City called a timeout. They saw something, so they're going to burn their second timeout here of the first half. So, I mean, it's kind of crazy here this early on. Back-to-back timeouts on the same play, second down and goal from the 2-yard line.
Right, but I think this drive, how this drive finishes, absolutely is going to play a big factor in the rest of the game. Right, if Muscle Shoals is able to convert right here, go up 2 scores right here in the first half, that's really going to be a deep hole for Gadsden City to try to crawl out of here. On the flip side of that, Gadsden City needs to get some of that momentum back. They had some momentum going with a couple of hiccups and mistakes from Muscle Shoals. They tried to take advantage of that. Muscle Shoals was able to push back, get the first down. But this is a big drive right here. This is a big couple plays for Gadsden City to see if they can really flip the script and get momentum swinging back in their direction.
Muscle Shoals offensively, 96 yards on 18 plays, 7 first downs for Gadsden City. Just 18 yards on 7 plays and 1 first down. So that pretty much tells the story of what has happened here early on.
You're absolutely right. Muscle Shoals has done a great job of just consistently moving the ball down the field. We saw the one chop block that really put them behind the chains. And outside of that, that's really been the one blemish on what we've seen from this Trojan offense so far to start this 2025 season.
So with all the timeouts, Tapscott was able to get enough of a breather there, so he's back into the game. Behind Clemens, now to his right here out of the shotgun, and now to his left. He's hit every position so far in the backfield. And Clemens going to call his own number and got stacked up right at the 1-yard line, 3rd down and goal from the 1.
And try to go quarterback power right there. Try to get an extra man blocking with your running back Tapscott trying to lead up in the hole. And you saw before the play that Clemens had to direct Tapscott just a little bit to tell him where he's going. And you really hate to see that coming out of a timeout, especially back-to-back timeouts. You really hope that you're aware of what play you're running when you come off the sideline.
We got another injured Titan here on the play. Might be another cramp. So we'll take a quick short breather here and a break on the X Sports Network.
So it's been a pretty amazing journey with the Orion Amphitheater. The design was ambitious. It's pretty incredible, the caliber of artists that we've had through these doors. Bank Independent has been such a great partner because not only are they taking the stress of the finances off of our plate, but they're investing in us as we're investing in them. And I think that is a strong partnership. Obviously, they've done a fantastic job, and the spirit of what Bank Independent does is right there in the name.
You know, Story & Lee Furniture is not just some huge chain store, but we do have a 144,000 square foot showroom right here in Leoma, Tennessee.
The Story family has worked together in the business now for 55 years.
And a familiar face is here to help you with whatever you need. That's what being a part of the community right here in the Tennessee Valley means. And if you have an issue, we're right here to take care of it. And don't forget free delivery. We invite you to come see us. We're Story & Lee Furniture.
Invested in you.
Third down and goal from the 1.5 here from Muscle Shoals as they lead Gadsden City 7-0 here on the X Sports Network. Today's game brought to you by Bank Independent. Third down and goal from the 1.5. Pair of running backs splitting Clemens in the backfield. Low snap. Clemens going to call his own number and nowhere to go. Stacked up at the 3-yard line, and he's going to lose 1.5 yards to bring up fourth down and goal.
And just great job by this Gadsden City defense right here, holding strong. We see some bear crawls in there from the defensive line. They do that on purpose to cause a pile, make it tough for whoever is running the rock behind the line of scrimmage to find the hole, find where they're needing to go. So great job to Gadsden City for bowing up right there and getting a big stop. Got to do it again right here, though.
Fourth down and goal from the 3. Not much going here from Muscle Shoals up the middle. They had some success around the edge on this drive. Under 10 left to play here in the first half. Same formation here for the Trojans. Man-man coverage on the outside. And we're going to have, looks like someone jumped from Muscle Shoals.
And that hurts. Looks like they're going to trot the kicking unit out there on the field now.
It was a false start there by the offense.
Oh, you hate to hear that. You hate to see it. They, made it all the way down right there at the goal line, just 1 yard, 2 yards out, and just one little mistake. Those penalties, like you said, just small nicks all throughout the game that are really going to affect how this game turns out. That could have been an opportunity for Muscle Shoals to go up 2 scores right here before the halftime.
T is down at the 15-yard line, a 25-yard attempt here for Jorge Garcia. Snap is back, kick is up, and the kick is good. 9:34 remaining here in the first half. Muscle Shoals leads it 10-0. We'll have the next Titan drive when we return on the X Sports Network.
Well, I think Fame and Muscle Shoals music is here because we're fiercely independent. We've been doing business with Bank Independent since the 70s, and to know that they've got our back, it means a lot. We've always been there, and it's always just been a phone call away.
There are now more ways to save at Quick Mart. Become a Quick Club member and easily earn rewards on qualifying purchases at Quick Mart convenience stores using the Quick Club app, available in the Apple App Store and Google Play. To save on fuel for work, use the Fuel Rewards Pro app to earn 5 cents a gallon on work fill-ups and redeem the savings for yourself. To get started, visit fuelrewards.com/pro or download the app in the Apple App Store and Google Play.
For over 75 years, we've served this place we all call home. Bank Independent. We're invested in you.
This is the X Sports Network.
After Jorge Garcia knocked down a 25-yard field goal to give Muscle Shoals a 10-0 lead, 9:34 remaining in the half. He will kick this one deep, and he will kick it into the end zone. And the Titans of Gadsden City will take over first down and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Today's game brought to you by Bank Independent. From kickoff and graduation, Bank Independent is on your side. Our customer scholarship gives local students the boost they need to win in the classroom and in life. Visit bibank.com/scholarship member FDIC, an equal housing lender. So Jacob Tucker, we've seen 2 Titan drives. One ended in a 3-and-out and a punt, the other on an interception, and they're back on the field once again.
Yeah, and you're seeing some really good defense on the Trojan side of the ball. You've got 11 returning starters on defense. That makes a big difference. When you've got guys that have been out there and got a lot of reps, it's going to make a difference, especially in these early games in the season.
Looks like we got a new quarterback here, and we do. He's going to take off, and he will get stacked up at about the 25-yard line. And on the play, Kai Franklin, a 5-yard pickup, 2nd down and 5 coming up for Gadsden City.
Yeah, and so maybe this is the spark that this Gadsden City team needs. They want to try to throw the ball. They want to try to get it out there, get it to their playmakers on the outside. Just weren't able to do that in the first 2 drives. So maybe now if you put a quarterback in there that's got a little bit more mobility about him, it'll stretch that defense a little more.
Pistol formation, and he gets a handoff here over the left side, and he will find his way to about the 27-yard line. And on the carry, number 24, Zamian Timmons. So 2-yard pickup, 3rd down and 3 coming up for Gadsden City.
And so Gadsden City really needs a conversion right here. They really need to pick up this first down and not risk giving the ball back to this Muscle Shoals offense.
And now Franklin, rest of the Titan offense will look to the sideline. Haven't seen much no huddle or any hurry up, maybe just a little bit here and there, and that looks like that D tackle is way over the line, no offside. Franklin throws it tipped, and it's intercepted right there. No, they're going to call an incompletion there. Any way you look at it, it's going to, two officials are going to come together, and I think the one official who had the best view of it said the ball hit the ground.
Yeah, they're going to come to a consensus. Looks like we've got a third ref that's in here now. He's going to plead his case. You can see the reaction from the player. Kind of made it seem like he may have let it hit the ground.
And that will be the consensus.
May have told on himself.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to see from our view.
Since our chain guy who spots the ball, he moved, thought it was interception. Now they've got to do a little bit of retracing, get the ball back to where it was.
Actually, they moved it up a yard. It was at the 27. Now it's at the 28. I didn't know you can gain a yard on an incomplete pass, but
they come up with new rules.
I've learned new things every year in covering football. 8:16 remaining here in the first half. Snap is back. That's solely on the punt. And that one lands at the 40 and will go out of bounds at the, we're going to mark it there at the 32-yard line.
Great punt right there. Completely flipped the field for this Muscle Shoals Trojan offense. And that's a good thing because Muscle Shoals, they weren't able to turn the turnover last time into points, into a touchdown. They were able to get a field goal out of it. They really wanted the touchdown. They wanted the 7 points. Weren't able to do that, but then the defense goes out there, gets a really quick stop, 3 and out. Gadsden City, their offense has really got to find some sort of groove, some sort of rhythm that keeps their offense on the field, gives their defense a rest. This defense they've been getting wore out by Muscle Shoals.
On the field the whole game.
The whole game. Like. And while we talked about it is a little cooler than it has been earlier this week, it's still hot outside. Right? And so as much rest as you can give those guys, especially some of the guys playing both sides of the ball, any chance that you can give your guys to get some rest over there on the sideline is a good thing. And Gadsden City's offense has not been able to do that just yet.
25 yards on 10 plays for the Titans so far. And this is the third drive for Muscle Shoals. They've scored on both of their drives so far. 8:05 remaining here in the half. Empty backfield for Clements. Quick screen out here into the flat. He makes one man miss across the 35, gets across the 40, goes out of bounds at the 42-yard line, and should be enough there for a first down. On the catch was Jamarian Draper, and now they're going to get him at the, say he's just going to be a yard short.
I think Muscle Shoals is going to go back and see that on film and see a missed opportunity. They had them outnumbered over there to that side on screen.
Handoff here over the left side, and it's going to be Reynolds. He'll get it down to the 45-yard line, and that will be enough for another Trojan first down.
That's a good job of just lining up, playing some smash mouth football, saying, I'm going to be better than the guy across from me on this play. We're going to roll it forward and get that first down. And this Muscle Shoals offense continues to roll like we've seen them do all game.
8th first down of the game here for the Trojans. 7:30 remaining here in the half. Trojans playing with a little bit of tempo here. Pistol formation, and now they're going to flip, and Gadsden City jumps off sides. They had that unbalanced offensive line again, and that time they caught him.
Absolutely, and as you can see right here, the offensive linemen do not have their hands in the ground, which means they're not set in stone. So if they don't have their hand in the ground, they are able to move in a shifting formation. They can't come in motion, obviously, because they're on the offensive line, but they can shift. And Gadsden City, we've seen them pop up a couple times, their offensive line, so they got with their own trick.
First down and 5 from the 50. Reynolds gets a handoff across up the middle, and he will stumble and gets tripped up at the 46. Second down and 1 coming up here for the Trojans. An update Lexington and Lauderdale County tied at 6 late in the first quarter there. Actually, they gave them forward progress there to the 45, a first down and 10 here for the Trojans.
Yeah, and that was just old-fashioned buck sweep right there. Had two guards pulling. One's going to kick out. One's going to lead up in the hole. The running back just got to find their way behind them.
First down and 10 coming up here for the Trojans from the 45. Clemens on the play action, drops back, has got a man, and makes the catch. What a catch! Pass interference flags, he makes the catch, helmet pops off, and they've got it first down and goal from the 6-yard line.
And there's actually two flags thrown at two different spots on that route where the receiver gets held, but he's still able to concentrate, find the ball, good throw by the quarterback, getting it up in the air, giving the receiver a chance to make a play. And AJ, number 5, Jamarian Draper, he's a big target.
Yes,
They've got him listed at 6'5", 212 pounds, and a guy that can move like that and has hands that can secure tough catches like that is going to be a guy that's going to be really valuable in your offense.
Draper was getting ridden by the horse like a horse that didn't want to be broken in just yet there by the DB, and he just kept fighting him off and made an impressive diving catch, and his helmet popped off in the process. So first down and goal from the 6. So all 3 Trojan drives have made it inside the 10-yard line so far. Handoff here to Reynolds, goes over the left side, stacked up at the 4. That's where they're giving forward progress. Second down and goal from the 4 coming up here from Muscle Shoals.
And AJ, we saw this last drive. They get down here and they get inside the 10-yard line, inside the 5-yard line, and they really just start to sputter out. The offensive line does a really good job of moving this defensive line back, but if they're bringing extra linebackers, extra defenders up there on the line of scrimmage in the gaps, it's going to make it really tough to get that push.
Someone called timeout. Couldn't tell who called timeout here. So today's game brought to you by Bank Independent. Make your next move a home field advantage with Bank Independent's mortgage lending team. Local expertise, local decisions. That's how we win together. Learn more at bibank.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. So second down and goal from the 4 coming up here. I think they said that was Muscle Shoals that called the timeout there, so that will be their second time called timeout, each side with 1 timeout remaining here in the first half. We had a lot of stoppages on their last drive. Once they got inside the 5, it's almost like time stood still in the hourglass. Someone just put a plug in it.
Right.
And, it took us about 25 minutes to go 2 yards.
Absolutely, and they didn't even convert to the touchdown. And so that's what we're hoping. Coach Gadsden has really got onto those guys over there on the sideline during this timeout, lit a fire under their tails. And what we might see right here, we've seen Muscle Shoals try those inside zones, inside runs, try to get some push and get in the end zone. I see a couple of receivers out there. Yep. We've got 3 receivers and a tight end out there. Maybe they look to try to do something around the edge. But like you mentioned earlier, this Gadsden City team has a really good secondary that they put out there.
Second down and goal from the 4. Reynolds beside Clemens. And Reynolds will get the handoff over the right side and trips up and brought down. And they're going to say he maybe got back to the original line of scrimmage or maybe back a half a yard. So it's third down and goal from – actually, nope, he will go back to the 6-yard line. So it's third down and goal from the 6.
Yeah, we saw big defensive lineman number 90, Stephen Thomas, at 6 foot, 270 pounds. First thing he did when that ball was snapped was drop down to his knees and start crawling. And what that does is that creates absolute chaos for everybody in the backfield. It creates a big pile. Running back now runs into the pile. He's got to try to bounce it around, loses his feet. So great job by that Gadsden City defensive line of creating some chaos.
4 wide receivers now, and they'll throw a screen out. It's Fowler across the 5, stumbles into the end zone. Another touchdown for Fowler. Another score from the Trojans. They lead it 16-0. 4:46 remaining in the half.
Man, Fowler is just a tough player, and maybe this Muscle Shoals offense, the offensive coordinator, maybe they were trying to bait him in. We're going to run a bunch up the middle, bunch up the middle, bunch up the middle, and then let's just sneak one out there to our tight end in the flats and let him go make a play and get across the end zone.
So 3 possessions, 3 scores for the Trojans so far. Garcia on to attempt the extra point. Snap back, kick is up, and that kick is good. 4:46 remaining in the half. The Trojans lead at 17-0. We'll have the next Gadsden City Drive when we return on the X Sports Network.
Well, I think Fame and Muscle Shoals music is here because we're fiercely independent. And in the early days, it was hard because it was hard for banks to get their head around, we're going to give these hippies some money to go make music. We've been doing business with Bank Independent since the 70s, and to know that they've got our back, it means a lot, and it just kind of takes the stress off of doing business day to day. They've always been there, and it's always just been a phone call away.
There are now more ways to save at Quick Mart. Become a Quick Club member and easily earn rewards on qualifying purchases at Quick Mart convenience stores using the Quick Club app, available in the Apple App Store and Google Play. To save on fuel for work, use the Fuel Rewards Pro app to earn 5 cents a gallon on work fill-ups and redeem the savings for yourself. To get started, visit fuelrewards.com/pro or download the app in the Apple App Store and Google Play.
7-play, 68-yard drive, capped off by Fowler's 6-yard touchdown. Muscle Shoals leads at 17-0, 4:46 remaining here in the half. A pooch kick there by Garcia, and for once, decent starting field position here for Gadsden City, just looking for anything. Previous 10 plays is 25 yards and only 1 first down to speak of so far for the Titans.
Yeah, when your Muscle Shoals and your defense is playing so well, you really want to just boot that ball back there deep and really get them pinned back, try to flip some field position, steal some field position. But Gadsden City, I know we haven't seen a lot from them tonight, but they do have Zion Gibson, who's back there, that they are terrified to kick it to. We did see them play with fire a little bit. Last kickoff, they kicked it over his head and got lucky that it rolled into the end zone.
Franklin back at quarterback. Tylen Sims is the new running back to his right here. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. A little bit more spread this time here from the Titans. Franklin on for a second drive, drops back. Now steps up, moving around the pocket. He's going to throw. He's got a wide open man, and he dropped it in and out of his hands. And that was Keyshawn Curry, who had a wide open, easy first down and just could not complete the catch.
Man, and that is just a tough one right there. Kai Franklin did such a good job of moving around in the pocket. He did such a good job. He kept both hands on the ball, always ready to throw it. He sees an open receiver down the field, makes a great throw. Is one of those who's probably coming at him like a beach ball, right? Just as big and as soft as you could have thought, and just dropped it. Maybe he heard footsteps. Maybe he was too wide open. Anyways, missed opportunity right there for Gadsden City.
Empty backfield now for the Titans. Franklin, quick throw to the left and nowhere near his intended receiver there of Gibson. So 3rd down and 10 coming up.
And so what I saw right there is I saw Gadsden City trying to get the ball to their playmaker. Gibson is their playmaker. They're trying to say, hey, let's just throw a 5-yard hitch out there, get the ball in his hands, and see what he can do. We know he's a great athlete, and so we just have to find ways to get the ball in Gibson's hands.
Titans are 1 of 6 passing for just 8 yards so far here tonight. They'll stack up to the receivers of both sides. Franklin, he's going to throw it deep, and he's got his man and just overthrows him. Yao, the intended receiver. And now 4th down and 10, and 3 incompletions will end the Titan drive.
And I know if you look at the scoreboard and you look at the stat sheet, you really see that Muscle Shoals is overwhelming Gadsden City. But if you're here at the game and you're watching online, you can see that Gadsden City's just a couple of plays away from making this a really tight contest. Had a wide open receiver drop a pass, had an open receiver right there that we overthrow. So there's just a lot of opportunities that Gadsden City's had to move the ball and make some plays, and they just have not been able to complete them.
Perry back to punt it away here for the Titans. Looks like that's Pritchard back deep to return. Wobbly kick, fair caught, and a penalty flag on the play. Makes the catch at the 37-yard line.
Got a couple penalty flags. I know those Gadsden City players, they're probably getting a little chippy. They're probably getting a little frustrated because they know that they've had opportunities both on the offensive side and on the defensive side to make plays and get themselves back into this ball game, and they just have not been able to complete them, to make those plays. And so I'm sure they're getting a little chippy, probably an extra shove here and there after the play, things like that.
For the officials coming together, 2 penalty flags here on the play. And a holding call against Muscle Shoals. Let's see where they mark this.
So it looks like they're going to go 10 yards back from where the fair catch was.
Take them to the 27-yard line.
Which really makes a difference for this Muscle Shoals offense. You're giving up 10 yards right there by a penalty of holding on a ball that you didn't even try to return, which is really tough to swallow sometimes. And so Gadsden City gets a little bit of a break right there. Their defense, we've seen good things out of this Gadsden City defense, but we've just seen a little bit better things out of this Muscle Shoals offense.
First down and 10 from their own 27-yard line, it looks like. Just keep looking at the scoreboard. They're not updating distance or where the ball is. So, ladies and gentlemen, you have literally a legally blind man without his contacts trying to figure out where the ball is marked here. Actually, that looks like the 28 here. So first down and 10 for the Trojans. Have scored on their first 3 drives of the game. They lead 17-0. 4:18 remaining here, and a fly sweep. And a man with a lot of steam as he will go down at the 41-yard line, and enough here for a first down for the Trojans. On the catch there, it's Jaden Kroom.
And that's just a really tough run right there. He had a little bit of intention behind that. Whenever he got outside, he knew that the first guy that got in his way was going to get a shoulder lowered down to him. And so great tough run, getting the first down, starting this drive off hot.
First down and 10 now from their own 41, under 4 left to play. Handoff here over the left side, and he's got a little bit of room. Gets brought down at the 46-yard line. That's Tapscott on the carry. 5-yard pickup, second down and 5 coming up.
And again, this Trojan offensive line just doing a really good job of opening up holes, moving defenders out of the way. You can see that this offensive line is just physically more ready to play tonight than this Gadsden City defensive line.
You said it perfectly. It's Muscle Shoals is one in just about every department you can think of right now. Pistol formation, Tapscott behind Clemens. Play action. Rolls out to his right, throws, and just out of the reach of his intended receiver. Third down and 5 now coming up.
And so we saw this play action waggle earlier in the game. They were able to hit Fowler out in the flats. This time we saw some pressure come from this Gadsden City defense. Tommy Stedmeyer did not get fooled by the play action, was able to get into the face of Clemens, make it not an easy throw for him to whip it out to the flats.
William Vance was the intended Trojan on the play. Third down and 5 coming up. So far, Muscle Shoals on the game. 3 of 6 on third down. Do have a fourth down conversion. So I guess 4 of 7 on get off the field situations. Tapscott converted over to Clemens' right. And a whistle will blow. And looks like we're going to get a delay of game here against the Trojans. And we do. So that will mark them back 5 yards.
And again, you go into the game as an offensive coordinator and you have your third down and short plays, you have your third down and medium plays, and you have your third down and long plays. And so because of that delay of game, just a penalty that could have been absolutely avoided, you go from looking at your third and short to third and medium short to now you're looking at third and 10. That's your third and long package. You're a lot less trusting of that third and 10 than you are third and 5.
Well, a handoff here to Tapscott, and he's still on his feet, still going, and they're going to push him down very close to the yard to gain. Jacob, he might be a half yard short here.
I think he is. Great effort by Tapscott right there. He ran the ball really hard, but even when he got wrapped up, he continued to push, continued to drive. Offensive line gave him a little help in there as well.
And he will be a half yard short. So fourth down and 1. They've converted their last fourth and short. They're obviously going to keep the offense on the field. 2:30 remaining here in the half. Not in too much of a hurry, but if they get the fourth down here, they might want to pick up the pace a little bit. Handoff here over the left side. He's got the first down and more. That's Reynolds on his feet down to the 46-yard line. And that will be a first down. That's actually Christian Pritchard who makes the run. First down and 10 coming up from the Trojans from the Titan 46.
Gadsden City tried to run a couple of heavy guys in there late. They just weren't set up in time. Muscle Shoals was able to get up to the line of scrimmage quick, run a play, and then just great running by the running back, knowing what he had to get, knowing there was a half yard that he had to get, running with a head full of steam and rolling that pile forward.
Under 2 remaining to play. Titans continuing to dominate on the ground as Fowler goes in motion. And in and out of his hands there. That will stop the clock with 1:49 to play.
And again, Muscle Shoals tries to whip it out there to the flats, but just good coverage out there by number 9, number 9, Latarian Yao of Gadsden City to come down, make a play, make it tough on Fowler to make that catch. We've seen Fowler utilized in a couple of different ways. We've seen passes to the flats. We've seen screen passes. We've seen shovel passes. We've also seen him in there blocking as well.
We've seen just one deep shot. They've only really thrown it down the field once here so far in this game. Tapscott to Clemens' right, 3 receivers to the right. Quick throw, and he hits Fowler, his intended receiver, and he will go down to the 30-yard line, and a first down once again for the Trojans.
And that was just a quick hitch right there. They ran what they call a spacing route concept. So it's pretty much just 5 hitch routes, 5 stop routes. They're all in their different spaces. Quarterback's just got to see what kind of zone defense that he's working with and find the hole. He found Fowler really quick. Fowler was able to catch the ball, drop his shoulder, get upfield, and get some extra yards after catch.
They do give him forward progress to the 29. Coming up on 1:20 left here in the half. They stack these receivers 3 to the left. Clemens rolls out to his left. Hits Fowler again, breaks 1 tackle, and gets it down to the 25-yard line. Second down and 6 coming up.
Looks like there could have been some miscommunication on the route. We had 2 receivers kind of in the same area right there. Clemens was probably noticed that as he was rolling out, slowed him down a little bit, so he's able to get the ball to Fowler a little bit late, and he wasn't able to make a move.
2 of the receivers were looking at the sideline when the ball was snapped. Clemens, he'll lob it downfield, and incomplete. Draper, the intended receiver, and he's double covered there on the outside. Nothing going. Brings up 3rd down and 6 here for Muscle Shoals.
Yeah, one of those guys in coverage, number 7, Zion Gibson. We've talked about him a lot, but haven't been able to see a lot from him. Muscle Shoals is electing not to kick to him. They try not to throw it his way if they don't have to. He's a 4-star cornerback. He's committed to Alabama. He's a really good athlete, really good player, knows the game of football. So I completely understand Muscle Shoals being hesitant about going his way.
3rd down and 6 from the Titan 25. 47 seconds on the stopped second quarter clock. 3 receivers to the right. Clemens drops back. Pressure comes, and he is stacked up at the 34-yard line. A trio of Trojans on the play, and that will bring up 4th down, and Muscle Shoals will call a timeout with 42 seconds remaining.
And what we saw right there, we've seen some really great things out of this Muscle Shoals offensive line tonight. But right there, Gadsden City just brought one more man than they had blocking. And so if that's the case, the quarterback has to see that. He has to know to either get the ball out quick or he's got to try to make a move, get out of the pocket.
It's Chris Butler there on the sack. The first sack from either side here in the game. Said he was taken down at the 33. So that will bring up 4th down and 14 from the 43. Muscle Shoals either has 1 timeout or no timeouts left. We got confused on one of the timeouts earlier here today. So 42 seconds remaining here, and this is a difficult spot here, Jacob, when your offense is playing as good as it has, and then all of a sudden you go backwards in a big way.
Absolutely. It looks like we might have the kicking team trying to trot out on the field. So what we would see here, we'd see about a 50-yard field goal from where they've put the tee down.
He's kicked it pretty good, so I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't watch him in pregame warm-ups, or maybe we weren't paying attention in pregame warm-ups. So from what we've seen on the extra points and the 25-yarder he hit 2 drives ago, he certainly has a decent leg. We'll see if he has a 50-yard leg.
Well, and we were just talking pregame about a kick 6 that happened not too long ago.
Yep, saw last year, Lawrence County at
Shelbyville. But it doesn't look like Gadsden City. It looks like they're going to put everybody on the line, try to bring the house and block this thing.
Garcia for a 50-yard field goal. Snap back, kick is up, and just short. He maybe missed that by about half a foot.
And that's tough. You know, as a kicker, you get very limited opportunities to go out there and make a play and show what you can do. I mean, that was a great boot right there. I mean, it was a very accurate kick right down the line, just like you said, just missed it by maybe just a foot.
So the Titans will
get it over that field goal post.
Titans will take over first down and 10 from their own 20-yard line. And one thing I did notice there, Jacob, that snap was a bit high, not terribly high. But sometimes when the snap isn't absolutely perfect, it's that split second or maybe that tenth or 2/10 of a second that can take a kick from a 50-yard field goal down the middle to missing it by a half a foot.
You're absolutely right. It's such a rhythmic process for kicking field goals from the snap, the hold, to the kick. And so any little thing like that, like a high snap, can definitely mess with that.
5 wide, solely back at quarterback here for Gadsden City. Throws it to the sideline, hits Perry, and Perry will go out of bounds right near the yard to gain, and that should be enough for a first down.
And so what we've seen out of Gadsden City's offense so far this game, we've seen a lot of they're really trying to get the run game going, trying to do some off-tackle runs, trying to do some inside zone. But the last couple drives, we've seen them try to air it out, and they've had open receivers downfield, and that right there is a great completion to move the ball with 30 seconds left in the half.
And they go out of bounds, so it stops the clock. That's only their second first down of the first half. Sully again, and an unblocked defensive end. Sully somehow got out of it and gets up to about the 32-yard line. And looks like Gadsden City will call their final timeout here of the first half with 23 seconds remaining. Today's game brought to you by Bank Independent. Bank Independent is proud to back our hometown team and our students through customer scholarship, because when the community wins, we all win. Visit bibank.com/scholarship, member FDIC, equal housing lender. So no timeouts, 23 seconds remaining. It's what's the furthest you could throw a ball at your best?
At my best?
At your best, yeah.
Probably just over 70.
Wow. Okay.
But not when I was in high school.
Not when you were in high school, no.
That wasn't the case then. But what we're seeing is the first favorable moment for this Gadsden City offense. They were able to get a stop by a missed field goal by Muscle Shoals, get the ball back, they whip it out there, get a first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock. Quarterback avoids a sack, which you ended up having to burn your last time out, but at least you avoid the sack, got some forward yardage. So we finally got some forward momentum from this Gadsden City offense, and it looks like they could run out of time.
I think they only have 10 guys on the field. I think they're missing a wide receiver. Sully now rolls out to his left and breaks one tackle and gets back near the – well, I think he is just going to get it back. Actually, I think what they did, Jacob, they had 6 offensive linemen in the game.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. I think they were trying – they know this Muscle Shoals defensive line is the strength of that defense, so they know they've got to press the ball down the field. They've got to take some shots, so they threw that extra offensive lineman in there and disguised him as a tight end, but it was an extra offensive lineman, so they can get an extra man back there blocking and protecting this quarterback. Didn't work out. This Muscle Shoals defensive line got after him.
So he lost 2 on the play. 3rd down and 10 coming up from the 30-yard line. They are 1 of 4 on 3rd down so far tonight. With the 2 receivers, almost Tennessee-like here, really spread out beyond the numbers. Sully drops back, steps up in the pocket, has a lot of pressure, and he is going to be sacked at the 23-yard line. A whole host of Trojans there on the play.
Yeah, and Muscle Shoals, they had 3 defensive backs. They started at 15 yards and just backpedaled as soon as the ball was snapped. They knew that they weren't going to get beat right there, and Sully really had no options down the field.
First man on the play was Marcus Johnson, so that will bring up 4th down and 17, and the clock stops with 1 second here remaining in the half, and looks like Muscle Shoals did have 1 timeout remaining, and they will take it here with that 1 second, because, hey, you never know. Special teams play, high school kids, weird things can happen.
You're absolutely right, and if I'm Gadsden City right here, I'm not going to punt it away. I'm not going to give them an opportunity. I'm probably going to snap it to my quarterback and tell him to
go down.
Yeah. 1001, chunk it up in the air, throw it as 6-7 rows up into the stands if you can. It looks like they've got 3 receivers over there. You've got to make sure that a receiver is in the area, though, if you're still in the pocket.
So Sully is – that's right, because you can replay it.
You can get an intentional grounding, which would be a loss of down, and then a free down where Muscle Shoals would have an opportunity.
So Mike Gundy found out the hard way a few years ago, and he will do that. He will just take a knee, and that one will end the half. So after 24 minutes of play, it has been all Muscle Shoals in this one. They lead it 17-0. Coming up at halftime, we'll have performances from the Gadsden City and Muscle Shoals band. Then in 23 minutes, we'll have the start of the second half here on the X Sports Network.
Imagine a bank where you feel at home. Real people living right here in your community are the heart of Bank Independent and everything we do. You have our commitment to bring the people, ideas, and resources together that create a stronger community full of endless potential. For over 75 years, we've served this place we all call home. Bank Independent. We're invested in you.
At C&B Linen, fast, friendly, and reliable service is our promise to you. Because you're not just a customer, you're family. From multi-use linen to branded floor coverings and a complete range of cleaning supplies, C&B Linen is here to make sure you have everything you need. From our high-quality products to our fast, friendly, and reliable service, you'll experience the difference with C&B Linen. Because you're not just a client, you're part of our family. You'll be winning with C&B Linen.
It's one of our biggest sales of the year, the Storing Lee Furniture Labor Day Sale. Come shop our 3-acre showroom with Labor Day savings throughout. We have a huge amount of furniture in stock and ready to be delivered, featuring famous name brand furniture from all over the world. And all in-stock outdoor furniture is on sale now. Plus our huge selection of mattresses in stock and ready to go. Plus 0% financing is available and free delivery too. Don't you miss the Storing Lee Furniture Labor Day Sale.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your sports forecast.
Well, those clouds continue to break up over the next several hours. Temperatures are in the mid-70s right now. We'll be back down to the lower 70s and even upper 60s for tonight. Dry as a bone out there. No chances of rain for the next 12 or so hours. Taking a look at futurecast next 24 hours, you can kind of see what I'm talking about there. Off to the east, we had some showers. Not going to impact us, paving the way for a pretty nice day for our Friday. But as we head through this evening, hey, I think you're doing just fine. In fact, Friday looks pretty good too. Only a few stray thunder showers here and there. Taking a look at the extended term futurecast, 7-day forecast, in fact, here as we head through, well, let's say tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, we continue with a few isolated thunder shower chances, highs near 90. Check this out, though, much cooler as we head through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, especially Tuesday and Wednesday. Lower 80s, maybe upper 70s. I can easily see that happening. If you always want to see, keep in touch, especially in these isolated thunderstorm days, stay informed. Download our weather app. You can scan this QR code to download. You got the interactive radar to check up what you got near you, the hourly and the 7-day forecast, as well as warning notifications and live streaming weather 24/7. You can also check it out on Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, YouTube, all for free all the time.
For over 75 years, we've served this place we all call home. Bank Independent. We're invested in you.
On behalf of the Superintendent, Dr. Chad Holden, and High School Principal, Dr. Dusty Davis. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's performance by the Muscle Shoals High School Trojans Marching Band. Tonight, under the direction of drum majors Caroline C. and Rick Penny, the band will be performing a portion of their 2025 show entitled What Could Be. The show will include music from Jonathan Imagine, Pure Imagination, Markov's Contrast Group No. 4, and original music by Dr. Jeremy Smith. These arrangers are Mr. Justin Williams and Dr. Jeremy Smith, and the drill designer is Mr. Jill Willett. Drum majors Caroline C. and Rick Penny is the band ready for tonight's performance. Performing their show, What Could Be. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the Muscle Shoals High School Trojans Marching Band.
ways to save at Quick Mart. Become a Quick Club member and easily earn rewards on qualifying purchases at Quick Mart convenience stores using the Quick Club app, available in the Apple App Store and Google Play. To save on fuel for work, use the Fuel Rewards Pro app to earn 5 cents a gallon on work fill-ups and redeem the savings for yourself. To get started, visit fuelrewards.com/pro or download the app in the Apple App Store and Google Play.
It's one of our biggest sales of the year, the Storingly Furniture Labor Day Sale. Come shop our 3-acre showroom with Labor Day savings throughout. We have a huge amount of furniture in stock and ready to be delivered, featuring famous name brand furniture from all over the world. And all in-stock outdoor furniture is on sale now. Plus our huge selection of mattresses in stock and ready to go. Plus 0% financing is available and free delivery too. Don't you miss the Storingly Furniture Labor Day Sale.
At C&B Linen, fast, friendly, and reliable service is our promise to you. Because you're not just a customer, you're family. From multi-use linen to branded floor coverings and a complete range of cleaning supplies, C&B Linen is here to make sure you have everything you need. From our high-quality products to our fast, friendly, and reliable service, you'll experience the difference with C&B Linen. Because you're not just a client, you're part of our family. You'll be winning with C&B Linen.
Well, I think Fame and Muscle Shoals music is here because we're fiercely independent. And in the early days, it was hard because it was hard for banks to get their head around, we're going to give these hippies some money to go make music. We've been doing business with Bank Independent since the 70s, and to know that they've got our back, it means a lot, and it just kind of takes the stress off of doing business day to day. They've always been there, and it's always just been a phone call away.
There are now more ways to save at Quick Mart. Become a Quick Club member and easily earn rewards on qualifying purchases at Quick Mart convenience stores using the Quick Club app, available in the Apple App Store and Google Play. To save on fuel for work, use the Fuel Rewards Pro app to earn 5 cents a gallon on work fill-ups and redeem the savings for yourself. To get started, visit fuelrewards.com/pro or download the app in the Apple App Store and Google Play.
Dear God, we thank you for the countless ways you bless us each day. For smiles you place along our path. For the peace we find in creation. Help us to live in a spirit of gratitude, to see your presence surrounding us, to embrace each moment with joy. As we connect with each other, may we rise above our differences and find the blessed community you intended, one full of support, empathy, and kindness.
For over 75 years, we've served this place we all call home. Bank Independent. We're invested in you.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Back in here in Muscle Shoals, Alabama, getting ready for second half action here as Muscle Shoals. They lead Gadsden City 17-0 after the first half of play. Today's game brought to you by Bank Independent. Every great team has a winning strategy. Bank Independent's treasury solutions are help build your business run faster, smarter, and stronger. Learn more at bibank.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. AJ Goodyear, Jacob Tucker, and Jacob, the 17-0 score pretty much kind of tells the story of this game. Muscle Shoals has had the ball offensively majority of the first half, and defensively pretty dominant on the other side against Gadsden City.
You're absolutely right, and we're seeing the highlight of this Muscle Shoals defense in that defensive line. They've done a really good job of stopping the run, not letting ball carriers get past that first wave of tacklers, making sure they're secure in the tackle, bringing guys down. In the pass game, they're doing a really good job of getting pressure on the quarterback. However, we have seen some spark from this Gadsden City offense in the passing game in the last couple drives. They just haven't been able to complete those passes, whether it's a receiver dropping the pass or quarterback overthrowing the receiver. So we've seen some bright spots from Gadsden City that go out really fast, right? Offensively for Muscle Shoals, we've seen a really good ground game on the entire field except for inside the 5-yard line, right? And I mean, the offensive line has done a tremendous job of just driving that defensive line back. They're just having a little bit of trouble getting across that goal line thin. The score right before halftime for Muscle Shoals, they were able to whip it out into the flats to Fowler, and he was able to fight to get across the goal line. But we've seen a lot of Muscle Shoals highlights in this first half.
Yeah. Taking a look at the first half stats, Muscle Shoals, 14 first downs, 202 yards on 37 plays, 3 of 8 on third down, 2 of 2 on fourth down. Have penalty-wise, just 5 penalties for 35 yards for Gadsden City, just 2 first downs total in the game, Jacob. Total of 23 yards on 18 plays, 4 penalties for 26 yards. They do have a sack. Taking a look at the rushing leaders, Davion Reynolds from Muscle Shoals, 11 carries, 42 yards. Ezra Fowler, 4 carries, 19 yards in the score. Sean Tapscott, 5 carries, 15 yards. Christian Pitchard, 1 carry for 4 yards. On the other side for Gadsden City, Caden Ray, 3 carries, 6 yards, and everybody else 5-2 and -8. Sam Soley with the -8 there. Passing-wise, Gadsden City, Sam Soley 2 of 8 for 18 yards and an interception. Kai Franklin 0 of 4. For Muscle Shoals, Kate Clements 9 of 12, 131 yards and a touchdown. So Muscle Shoals has hit a couple big plays. One way down the field a couple times. They let their receivers make a play in open space and do the rest there. But Gadsden City, 18 plays, 23 yards. There's not much to say about that.
Right, you're absolutely right. And they've been trying to get the ball, especially there late in the second quarter. They've been trying to get the ball to Gibson. Gibson's their playmaker both offensively and defensively. They've been trying to get the ball into his hands. It just hasn't worked out for him yet. But what we're seeing from this Muscle Shoals defense, they've got 11 returning starters. Right. These are guys that all played together last year, got a lot of reps, a lot of experience last year, and they're all back this year. So this is probably a really good peek into the future of what this Muscle Shoals defense is going to be able to do to opposing offenses all season long.
It's scary, especially considering, Gadsden beat this team a year ago, and we were coming in expecting, okay, this is going to be good, it's going to be down the wire, and so far it's been all the guys in red in this one.
Absolutely, and Coach Ollie Smith, he talked about it in the preseason interviews about how many seniors they have and how these seniors have grown together over the last handful of years, and so we see a lot of woes in the first game of the year. We see penalties, we see mistakes, missed blocks, drop passes, things like that. But at some point, Gadsden's going to have to get over that hump and start clicking like they know they can, and Coach Smith has attested to in his preseason interviews.
So Muscle Shoals scored on 3 of their first 4 drives. And one drive they didn't score on, they tried a 50-yard field goal that fell about 6 inches, half a foot, however you want to put it. It did everything but hit the crossbar. But Muscle Shoals will get the ball here to start the second half. Gadsden City, Jacob, they absolutely need some sort of a stop, and they can't allow the Trojans to get over the midfield stripe for the 5th straight drive.
Absolutely. This first drive is going to be so important for either team, however it plays out. If Muscle Shoals is able to go down the field, punch it in the end zone, and push that score up to 24-0, that's going to make it a really tough hole for Gadsden City to crawl out of. On the flip side of this, if Gadsden City is able to get a 3-and-out, a quick stop, some sort of a turnover, it's going to give their offense an opportunity. We saw some sparks there at the end of the second half. We saw some spots where they could possibly take advantage of this really tough Muscle Shoals defense. And so a good first possession stop by this Gadsden City defense can give their offense a lot of opportunity to turn this game around in the second half.
On to kick it away here for the Titans, Braden Sauls. Looks like we've got Reynolds and Draper back deep to return here for Muscle Shoals. So Gadsden City. First time we've seen a kicker. We've had 2 different punters, and this is the first time we've actually seen the kicker enter the field here. So got 1 returner on the 15, It's actually Pritchard back deep. He's got his heels on the 9. So Sauls to kick this one away. So we start the second half. It's a pretty decent kick. And he will make the catch at the 3-yard line. And stumbles and maybe makes it to the 15-yard line, and that's where the Trojans will take over first down and 10. On the return there was Brianni Jones, excuse me.
That was a great kick right there by Brady Sauls. I mean, he planted it back there deep inside Trojan territory, and they decided to bring it out, and they tried to find a seam, but this Gadsden City team looks like they may have come out of that locker room a little bit fire under their tail. Did a really good job of getting down there on coverage, securing the tackle. Looks like they were trying to make a big play, make a big hit to get this game turned around.
It's the worst starting field position for the Trojans in the game. It's Clemens and with Reynolds behind him out of the pistol. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Tight end to the left as well. And they're going to do that offensive line shift. That time Gadsden City didn't bite for the offside. Hand off here to Reynolds, and he is stacked up in the backfield. An incredible play there by Gadsden City.
Yeah, that was linebacker Robert Ransall coming off the backside edge. We had a buck sweep to our right side of the line, and Ransall just comes off the backside, is able to beat his offensive lineman, get around, and make a great tackle for loss to start this drive with this Gadsden City defense. We talked about how important it is for them to come out and get a stop right here.
Second time we've called Ransall's name for making a play in the backfield here tonight. Reynolds gets a handoff and gets across the 15, and they will give him forward progress to the 17-yard line. So it looks like 3rd down and 9 coming up for the Trojans.
And we've seen a lot of that 3 and 4 yards in a cloud of dust from this Muscle Shoals offense, their run game. But if you start the drive with a negative play, that 3 or 4 yards in a cloud of dust is not going to get you there, right? So we're going to have to see something come out of the playbook right here on this 3rd and long, 3rd and 8 to try to convert, not flip it back over to Gadsden City.
Trojans 3 of 8 on 3rd down in the first half. Clemens drops back. Here comes the blitz. Lots of pressure. He rolls out, voids one man, gets across the 20. He's going to get the first down and more. Still on his feet, does step out of bounds. And they will mark him at about the 33-yard line, so Clemens going to pick up the first down for Muscle Shoals.
Wow, that was just a big-time play by Clemens right there. Great job by the receivers once they realized that it was a scramble drill and the quarterback was getting out of the pocket and he was tucking it and running it. Receivers did a really good job of making downfield blocks to make sure that Clemens was able to get far enough to get that first down.
15th first down on the 16-yard gain from Clemens. Now 4 of 9 on 3rd downs. They're going to flip the formation a bit. Single receiver wing to left, 2 to the right. Sending one of them in motion to the left. Clemens going to throw over the middle, and big hit on the play. It was knocked in and out of the hands of Fowler, and they will call an incomplete pass.
They tried to do a little pop pass right here, play action pop pass as Fowler inserts inside the tackle. Looks like he's going up to block the linebacker, but they decided to fake and pop a pass over the top to him. Great job by Gadsden City of sniffing that one out and delivering a big blow right there on Fowler, who's been a lot of this Muscle Shoals offense, especially in the pass game. He's done a really good job, done a lot of damage getting out there and making some plays.
Tylen Sims on the hit there for the Titans. Handoff here to Reynolds over the right side, and he's got a head of steam. Gets across the 45, knocked out. That's going to be enough for a first down. Looks like they'll give him forward progress to the 47-yard line and another Trojan first down.
And again, just a great job by this Muscle Shoals offensive line of setting that edge. They run that outside zone, that stretch, and they're able to get the edge sealed and gives the running back a big, wide-open lane to run down the sideline. Great tackle right there by number 7, Zion Gibson, but I think he got as much as he gave right there on the sideline.
Had a lot of success running outside of the tackles as opposed to inside the tackles in this game. Another handoff to Franklin, speaking of, over the left side. Big hit again. That was Yao on the play and hits him right at the line of scrimmage for a huge hit.
I tell you what, this Gadsden City team, especially their defense, man, they've come out this second half and they are really trying to punch this Muscle Shoals offense in the mouth. They said, okay, you may have gotten us for 17 in the first half, but don't count on it being that easy come this second half.
They do give him forward progress, a 1-yard gain. 2nd down and 9 coming up. 9:50 remaining here in the third quarter. Pistol formation. Reynolds behind Clements. And they're going to get him.
Got him again.
Offensive line shift again. Another free 5 yards.
And that's so tough as a defensive lineman. You're lying down. You got your you got your nose down there on the ground, hand in the dirt, and you want to get as good of a jump as you can to be able to make a play, whether it's in the run game or getting after the quarterback in the pass game. And it's a tricky trick that the Muscle Shoals is doing when they're shifting that offensive line and drawing Gadsden City offsides.
5 penalties for 31 yards, and now Muscle Shoals jumps offside, so they're just going to give them that 5 yards back.
Oh, and you hate to see that being the offensive coordinator for Muscle Shoals, being the head coach for Muscle Shoals, because you just got given a free gift of 5 yards, and then just because somebody wasn't all the way locked into what the play was and what the call was, they're able to give it right back to Gadsden City, and so now you're looking at 2nd and long.
I just wanted to give the officials a workout here in week number 1. They didn't get enough steps in on the offseason. 2nd down and 9 now, 9:25 remaining in the third. I think we're just going to do one more time so no one jumps off sides on either side of the ball. Clements now play action. Throws out in the flat and hits his man Fowler in the Titan territory. And looks like he is down near the 47-yard line, and they'll give him forward progress to the 46.
And so this is the 3rd time that we've seen that play action waggle from this Muscle Shoals offense, and all 3 times they've tried to hit Fowler out there in the flat, and that time number 6, Tylen Sims, does a really good job of sniffing it out, and he's able to make the tackle for a very short gain for this Gadsden City defense.
3rd down and 4 coming up. Tight end to the right, it's Fowler. 3 receivers to the left. Reynolds behind Clemens as they'll flip the offensive line. Now Reynolds will go to Clemens' right. Handoff up the middle and tripped up, and he is not going to get the first down as he goes down to the 45-yard line.
And again, Tylen Sims in there making the play right there at the line of scrimmage. And this is a very gutsy drive from this Gadsden City defense. Now we did see, and now we see the punt team trotting out on the field. So great job. Kudos to Gadsden City. Kudos to head coach Ollie Smith for getting something going in that halftime locker room. Whatever it was, whether it was something the coach said or what one of the players said, something got them going in that locker room. And they're coming out and playing a little ball in the second half.
Garcia gets a snap. Here comes some pressure. Curry back deep to return. A wobbly kick. Lands at the 17. And that's going to roll and go out of bounds at the 17-yard line. So that's where the Titans will take over 1st down and 10 from their own 17-yard line. Not their greatest starting field position, but not their worst so far. Today's game brought to you by Bank Independent. Make your next move a home field advantage with Bank Independent's mortgage lending team. Local expertise, local decisions. That's how we win together. Learn more at bibank.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Like you mentioned, Jacob, the Titans had some momentum at the end of the first half, and see if they can put it together as Kai Franklin's back at quarterback here.
Yeah, and Kai has been able to do a really good job of moving around in the pocket and making things happen.
He's going to throw out into the flat. Hits Curry. Curry's going to get upfield. He's got some momentum. He gets knocked out of bounds. And they will get him to the 25, maybe the 26-yard line. Do have a little bit of some extracurricular going on here as well.
Yeah, got some Muscle Shoals guys trying to get each other in line, in place. Great little play right there. Little RPO or run pass option from Gadsden City offense. He had an opportunity to hand it off to the running back, but he saw that he had numbers outside, so he flipped it out there to Curry. And, man, Curry showed a little bit of wheels right there trying to get up the sideline.
9-yard pickup, 2nd down and 1. And they're going to run the same play, and he's going to get the first down, and he will get it across the 30. And they will mark him down. Looks like around the 33-yard line, and just the 3rd first down of the game for the Titans.
Looks like
holding.
Looks like there might have been a holding. Yeah. You hate to see that. Tommy Stedmeyer just got a little bit too handsy out there on the edge and tugged on the Muscle Shoals defensive back. You hate that. You good play, was able to convert, get the first down. Whether or not he would have held him or not, I still believe they would have got the first down just by schematics. So you hate to see that. Now it backs him up from 2nd and 2 to now you're looking at, or 2nd and 1, excuse me, now you're looking at 2nd and 11.
It's those little things. Now 6 penalties for 41 yards against the Titans in this one. It's the little scratches that turn into big gashes by the end of the game if you can't clean it up. Franklin drops back. Steps up, throws. A little RPO. We had 2 receivers in the same spot there, Jacob.
Yeah, that's not necessarily how I'm sure the offensive coordinator had it drawn up. Kai Franklin got a little pressure back in the pocket. He was able to step up. He tried to drop it off to one of his receivers over there on the side and let them make a play. But 2 guys in the same space kind of made things confusing, and neither one of them were able to catch it.
And neither one of them touched the ball. Overthrew both of them there. They'll spread it out. 5 wide, 2 to the right, 3 to the left here. Now they're going to take a look at the sideline. I think they've had their most success in these kind of traditional 5 wide formations where 2 go to one side, 3 go to the other. Drops back, pressure comes, throws, and he hits his intended receiver very close to the yard to gain, but they're going to mark him here a yard short. And the catch there was Keelan Smith.
And that was a great job right there by Kai Franklin getting the ball out quick. They ran a 10-yard stop route, or what they might have called a sticks route. And what that means is you're running the distance that it takes you to get to the first down stick, and then you're going to stop. Right there, the catch kind of brought him back a little bit, left him a little short. The 4th down right here, and I love seeing Gadsden City look like they're going to go for it.
Yeah, why not? And I think they got a guy to jump off here on the outside, Jacob, and a costly mistake to pick up their first 4th down conversion of the 2025 season.
That is huge for Gadsden City. That's keeping this offensive drive alive. You can see the momentum. You can see the energy on that Gadsden City sideline just starting to light up. You see it up in the stands behind them as well. And such a costly penalty from this Muscle Shoals defense to jump off sides there, knowing that you had them in 4th down.
6:20 remaining in the 3rd. Franklin gets a quick snap, and it's a screen pass here on the outside. He'll get across the 30 and hauled down at the 37-yard line. On the catch there for the Titans, Tylen Sims, a 6-yard pickup. 2nd down and 4 coming up.
Tylen Sims making plays on both sides of the ball. I love this Gadsden City approach coming out in this second half. They said, we've got guys that can make plays. We just got to get the ball in their hands. So they're doing these little short routes, these swing routes, these stick routes to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers.
And the officials call him. He pointed like he said, my time. We're at the heat timeout.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That I was confused. That's what I got confused on earlier because he did the, point like my time. But this is the kind of designated heat timeout, even though it's, what do you think, 78,
yeah,
77?
It feels really good right now. It feels really good.
This feels like my favorite kind of weather, sweatshirts and shorts.
Right, absolutely.
It's the best way to go.
Yeah, but we're not the ones down there on the field running and getting hit. So I love that they've instituted this to really look after the players, to protect the players, because you can get caught up in the heat of the moment. You get caught up in the heat of the game and think that you're all right, think you don't need to take a break and need to stop. And that's when some bad things can happen. So kudos for the association for bringing this on to really take a look after the players and their well-being.
Today's game brought to you by Bank Independent. Just like our team builds champions on the field, Bank Independent builds champions in the classroom. Through our customer service scholarship, we're helping students win in life. Learn more at bibank.com/scholarship. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. I know back in my day, I'm 40 now, we practice in this stuff. I hate to be like the get off my lawn guy, but I will say this, I'm very jealous that these players have heat breaks. We have advisories now. If it's over 95, you got to wait.
There's no more two-a-days.
No more two-a-days. Well, you can, but you got to split it out. You got to spread. I think you have to have 5 hours in between practices or something like that, which I'm all in favor for. I'm all for player safety at the end of the day. 2nd down and 3 coming up. A handoff up the middle, and Sims maybe makes it to the line of scrimmage. Nothing going there.
And that was a really good job of fighting back to the line of scrimmage, but we just really have not seen a lot of success from this Gadsden City inside run game. We've seen the most productivity and the most production out of this offense whenever they are able to get it out there on the edge. They've got some really quick, really fast wide receivers, really good playmakers out there. I think they need to keep hitting those seams. Keep hitting it outside. Let those guys go to work out in space.
Titans 1 of 6 on third down. Third down 3 coming up, and we got a false start. Another scratch about to turn into a gash here for the Titans.
Well, that's tough. Again, you're looking at a third down and short, and as an offensive coordinator, you've got a ton of plays in your playbook, on your call sheet, game day call sheet, where you're prepared for these third downs and threes, right? Third down and 8 is a big difference than a third down and 3. They did go for it on fourth down, was able to get Muscle Shoals to jump off sides just a second ago. So maybe they're in this mode right now. They're looking at 4 down territory regardless.
One thing I'm worried about for them, Jacob, is the clock is bleeding here. We're under 5 left to play in the third quarter. You're down 3 scores. I'm not saying you need to go up super up tempo, but you got to play with a little bit more urgency if you're going to win this. As Franklin gets tackled with authority at the 35. He will gain a yard. So we're looking at 4th down and 6 here for the Titans.
And Franklin does a really good job of moving around in the pocket and trying to create the plays after the fact. But this Muscle Shoals defensive line, this is the heart of their defense. May have gotten away with a little face mask penalty right there. I think whenever Gadsden City watches this film back tomorrow, they're going to have some oohs and ahs and some groans thinking, why didn't we get that call?
So they will bring on the punt unit. Christian Pritchard back deep to return. Hills on his own. We go back to the 32-yard line. It's Dylan Perry on the punted away for the Titans. And a low line drive kick lands at the 43 and will roll right out of bounds. And that ball will go to the 36-yard line, and that's where the Trojans will take over 1st down and 10. So not bad starting field position for this Trojans offense that's done a pretty decent job. Hasn't had 1 3 and out so far here tonight.
Right, and like you said, that was some great things happened in that drive. They were able to move the ball down the field. They were able to get some first downs. But like you said, that clock's bleeding.
3:49.
Right? We've wasted nearly the whole third quarter, and we have nothing to show for it.
And they never made it past midfield.
So that's something that head coach Ollie Smith has to start keeping in the back of his mind is, hey, I know we're doing some good things, but we need a little bit of gas in this engine. We've got to get going if we're going to get back into this game.
1st down and 10. Clemens with Tapscott behind him, who gets the handoff up the middle across the 40. And he stumbles down to the 44, 45, and they will give him progress to the 45-yard line. 9-yard pickup, 2nd down and 1 coming up.
Yeah, we're seeing another buck sweep from this Muscle Shoals offense where 2 guys are pulling. One is kicking out defensive end. The other one's pulling up into the hole. And that running back's able to – there's a lot of different options, a lot of different holes that he's able to hit depending on how the defense plays. So it's a really productive play for him tonight.
Yeah, I have not heard buck sweep or buck trap in 20 years.
There you go. Muscle Shoals
that was our playbook.
Bringing it back. Yeah.
2nd down and 1 coming up. Clements hands over the Tapscott. He's got the 1st down and more in the Titan territory. Brought down right ahead of the midfield stripe. And we have a whole host of bodies there in the middle, and should be enough and will be enough for a Trojan 1st down at the Titan 49-yard line.
Yeah, and like we've said all game, inside the 5-yard line, this Muscle Shoals offensive line and this Muscle Shoals run game has been very dominant. They're able to get to the edges, make big plays. The running backs are running the ball extremely hard. It's really tough to bring them down with just one guy, one hit. And so we've been seeing that all night.
17 first downs for Muscle Shoals here. Tap's got another carry up the middle and gets down to the 45. 4-yard pickup, 2nd down and 6 coming up for the Trojans.
Yeah, and again, just another great push by this offensive line. I mean, the running backs aren't getting touched until they're 4 yards past the line of scrimmage. And so kudos to the offensive line and offensive line coach Tyler Sizemore, who is a teammate of mine at UNA. Feels like forever ago. But they're really showing out so far tonight, just moving mountains with this Gadsden City defensive line.
It's starting to wear here in Gadsden City. We have another Titan down and I think our 3rd cramp that we have had in this game. And sometimes, like we mentioned, this weather, it might be cool, the wind might be great, but you're playing hard and you're doing all that. Sometimes the the cramps will happen.
Right, absolutely. And I'm sure these athletes do the best they can to really prepare their bodies for battle, is what we're seeing out here. And I know the coaches try to do a really good job of enforcing really healthy habits to take care of themselves. At the end of the day, some guys are just more prone to cramps.
Yeah.
I've played with those guys where it feels like, man, every drive you come up with a cramp somehow. And those guys were usually the ones that were the most proactive about taking care of their bodies to make sure it didn't happen. Some guys, that's just how they're wired, but we have seen a couple of them on this Gadsden City team go down with cramps tonight.
You gotta love the 4% body fat guy. He's always the guy that cramps.
Absolutely.
Every game.
The guy that looks like he couldn't be in better shape if he tried, and he's the guy that keeps going down with cramps.
I can't tell you how many drives in high school were stalled by that guy. You're going down the field, you got a good rhythm to your offense.
Right.
And then he goes down, and you're like, because it's not like, it's not soccer. They don't put you on the thing and they just haul you off and just play on. You got to take care of it on the field, even though I know it's kind of inhumane to just be like, come on, dude, because you never know it could be an ACL injury. It could be a lot of things going down there. But, that's so frustrating. But if you look at it from an offensive perspective, there's a defensive guy over there. You're like, okay, well, our offensive line's going to work. We're starting to beat up some guys on the other side.
Yeah, and that's such a great point that you brought up is the fact that, Muscle Shoals offensive line, their offense, their running backs, they're being extremely physical. And so whenever you're playing a game and we're almost here at the end of the third quarter, and if I've been getting beat up all game, by the end of the third quarter, I'm tired of it, right? And I'm ready to take a break. And so that's the kind of things that sets good teams apart from great teams, right? And we talked about in pregame, we talked about Muscle Shoals, their mantra for the season is finish, right? They want to get over that hump, and this is one of the ways that you do it is you don't give opponents the chance or the opportunity to hang around in games. You start punishing them from play one, drive one, and you roll it all the way through the third and fourth quarter.
I can't tell you how many teams I've covered in my 20-plus years of media, Jacob, where they're great first-half teams. But if there's just something that would happen in the second half, it would be one play, it would be a bad turnover or a drop pass on a third down, and the momentum would just flip on something so innocuous, something so small. I'm sure you've played against some of those teams where, okay, it's just, it could change with 2 minutes and 21 seconds left on the clock, where next thing you know, boom, we're in business here, boys.
Absolutely, and a lot of that traces back to leadership, both in the coaching staff and leadership from the player standpoint, right? So if you've got coaches and you've got players who are instilling that never give up, that continue to fight mentality, you don't have as many of those where you just kind of see the team drop the ball maybe in the second half. You see that big momentum switch. And so what we're seeing from Muscle Shoals tonight, so far we haven't seen kind of that mishap, that lack of judgment, and they're just continuing to pound it on this Gadsden City team.
You know what? It's games like this that translate into games in November.
You're absolutely right. You got to start off strong. You got to make a statement right out of the gate, and we've seen it on both sides of the ball for this Muscle Shoals team. Gadsden City, we've seen sparks of it. We've seen it on both offense and defense. We've seen Tylen Sims. We've seen him make plays on both sides of the ball. We make one call, he just made a tackle for loss, and then 2 plays later, he had an 8-9 yard run.
Clemens hands up here. The tap's got up the middle, and he continues to pound across the 40. Gets a good push from his offensive line. Enough for the first down the 37-yard line, and another first down as they continue to move the sticks. Make that first down number 18 on the night for the Trojans.
Yeah, again, and that's just another physical brand of football that Muscle Shoals is bringing to the table this year in 2025. It's something that they've done in the past, but they're really coming out of the gate hot this year, starting the year off on a Thursday night game against a very good opponent. I mean, Gadsden City's they're not a slouch team. They're a good team. Beat Muscle Shoals in the first game last year.
Minute 40 left. Tapscott gets a handoff again. Makes a couple guys miss, and he continues to push the pile. Looks like he'll go down around the 34-yard line here. 3-yard pickup, second down and 7 coming up.
And Gadsden City had a free runner. Chris Butler came through untouched, but he just wasn't able to break down and make the tackle in the backfield. And in return, Muscle Shoals was able to break it to the outside, get some headroom and really run the ball hard. We've seen that from everybody that's touched the ball from Muscle Shoals. Is they're running the ball hard, and you're going to really have to work to bring them down.
Clemens ready again, and another handoff here over the right side, and that's Reynolds this time, gets knocked out of bounds really hard there around the 31-yard line. So third down and certainly manageable here for Muscle Shoals.
Yeah, and that was just a really good individual effort right there, breaking a tackle. I know he took a big pop on the sideline there at the end of the run, but man, what a tough, hard run to get there. And so as we see Muscle Shoals start creeping down the field, getting close to that red zone, Gadsden City's got to find a way to stop the bleeding right now.
Yeah.
They've got to find a way to dig their heels in the ground and get a stop.
Well, Jacob, I've seen 3 20-point comebacks in bowl games in my media career, so anything can happen.
Right.
Now it's some misdirection. We have a penalty flag on the play as he will go down. He got enough for the first down, but it's penalty flag thrown at the 31-yard line, and we might have a procedure penalty here against the Trojans.
Might have had too many guys in the backfield.
Oh, hold it. Yeah, so that's going to knock him back 10 yards. On 3rd and 3 goes to 3rd and 13.
And again, we've seen that all game from both sides. You know, you have a good play, you get some momentum, and then you do something like a holding call. You know, Coach Bobby Wallace, he was my head coach at UNA, and that's one of the things he preached is just how penalties can affect the games, how penalties can affect season. You can look back at different games, and you can pick out 1 or 2 penalties, and you can say that was the difference. That's where things started to change.
Did you have many penalties as a quarterback?
Not too many.
Yeah.
Not too many. That's a good thing.
I had 1 my entire high school career. What a play in the backfield. He is stacked up at the 45-yard line. And that might bring out the punt unit. What an incredible play there.
And again, that's a great
play.
play.
Braden Kittle on the stop.
Braden Kittle just did a great job of getting through that line and securing the tackle. That's been one of the biggest things that's made this Muscle Shoals run game be so good is that they're able to break tackles and get past that first defender. Right there, Braden Kittle did not give the running back a chance.
That will end the third quarter. After 36 minutes of play, it's all Trojans. They lead it 17-0. We'll continue the drive, go to our final 12 minutes next here on the X Sports Network.
Bank Independent. We're invested in you.
There are now more ways to save at Quick Mart. Become a Quick Club member and easily earn rewards on qualifying purchases at Quick Mart convenience stores using the Quick Club app, available in the Apple App Store and Google Play. To save on fuel for work, use the Fuel Rewards Pro app to earn 5 cents a gallon on work fill-ups and redeem the savings for yourself. To get started, visit fuelrewards.com/pro or download the app in the Apple App Store and Google Play.
Well, I think Fame and Muscle Shoals music is here because we're fiercely independent. And in the early days, it was hard because it was hard for banks to get their head around, we're going to give these hippies some money to go make music. We've been doing business with Bank Independent since the 70s, and to know that they've got our back, it means a lot, and it just kind of takes the stress off of doing business day to day. They've always been there, and it's always just been a phone call away.
And back here in Muscle Shoals, we get ready to start the fourth quarter. The Trojans are going to punt away, 4th and 18. This game brought to you by Bank Independent. Garcia to punt it away. And a fair catch will be at the 13-yard line, and that's where the Titans will take over. 1st down and 10. A little extracurricular near the Gadsden sideline. A.J. Good joined here by Jacob Tucker, and again, the Titans are just struggling to find anything offensively, and it doesn't help when you guys start this deep in your own territory.
Absolutely, and that's what we saw last drive. Last drive, they started very deep in their territory. They made some good progress. They were able to pick up some first downs, but at the end of the drive, they stalled out right around midfield. And so like you brought up, that clock is really ticking. It's really bleeding out. Now we're into the fourth quarter. If they're going to make a comeback right here, they're going to have to get something. They're going to have to get something quick.
Muscle Shoals, 270 yards total offense, just 51 for Gadsden City in this game. So solely back at quarterback now here for the Titans. Shifting out quarterbacks, just looking for any sort of spark here. 1st down and 10 from their own 13. Rolls out to his right. Throws and good deep pass defense there on the outside. That's Pritchard. knocks it away from the intended defender. 2nd down and 10 coming up.
Almost a very dangerous throw right there. It looked like Muscle Shoals was playing some sort of cover 2, so that cornerback was kind of baiting the quarterback to throw high or low. He was kind of hanging right there in the middle, wanted to wait and see what he did. Outside linebacker made a good play, stretched out there, was able to get under the flat throw and knock it down.
It's good to see neck is not banned at high school football games. And Sully wasn't ready for that one, and he's going to get brought down in the backfield right at the 10-yard line, and another sack, and not exactly what they wanted out of that play.
And that's the second time we've seen that tonight from Gadsden City, just the quarterback and the center not being on the same page, and that really hurts. So now you were at a 2nd down and 10, right? And you're trying to get a couple yards, get about half of the line to gain, so looking at getting 5 yards on that 2nd down. Instead, you mess up the snap, and you go 4 yards in the wrong direction.
Cameron Hogan's there on the stop for the Trojans. Sully, play action, more pressure comes, and they've got him in the end zone. That is very close to a safety, and they're going to mark him right on the outside of right at the 1-yard line. Back-to-back sacks here by this Trojan defense. Making the play was Camarion Johnson.
Well, yeah, and Solly was just able to get that ball right outside the goal line, and Johnson has just been an absolute wrecking ball in the passing game tonight. He is very tough to block, big guy, very physical guy, very talented guy. Again, he's an Alabama commit, and so it's been tough for Gadsden City to block him tonight. He's been very disruptive in the backfield.
Hogan's back deep to return. Dylan Perry with his heels very close to that back line. And we're going to have a penalty flag here on the play. I think we got a delay of game, and that will take it from the 1 to the half. It's not much you could do there.
Not a big difference right there. A lot of times teams will take that. They'll try to get the opposing team to jump off sides, to try to steal 5 yards, give them a little bit of breathing room back there in the back of the end zone. So they don't mind taking that delay of game penalty.
10-15, 10-10 now remaining here in the game. Perry gets a snap and gets it. Not a bad punt. That's going to land at the 36. And that's a really good punt. That's going to roll all the way in the Trojan territory to the 48-yard line, and that's where they will take over 1st down and 10. A 52-yard punt by Perry.
Wow, that was a really good job. And of course, if you're a punter and you're in the back of the end zone right there, it's really got to be a one-step and kick kind of thing, so you're not able to get all your power behind it. If I was Muscle Shoals right there and I was Cameron Hughes back there returning the punt, I would have tried to find a way to get up there and at least call a fair catch and try to stop it bleeding, because they got a very favorable Gadsden City roll that rolled it across the 50-yard line. So you're looking at a difference of 15, 20 yards.
That's huge.
From where it hit and where it rolled to. And so you're really not giving your offense any type of advantage by letting it just roll like that.
Today's game brought to you by Bank Independent. Bank Independent is proud to back our hometown team and our students through customer scholarship, because when the community wins, we all win. Visit bibank.com/scholarship. Hand off here to Reynolds, and he's going to drag defenders, looks like to the 44-yard line. Really good pickup. Looks like 2nd down and 1 coming up.
And again, just another tough run from the Muscle Shoals running back. I mean, we've seen that all game. Those guys are tough to bring down, and they're not getting tackled backwards. They're constantly falling forward, getting an extra yard or two every time they get tackled.
Under 9:30 left to play here. Muscle Shoals playing a bit of tempo. Reynolds up the middle and do enough to push the pile across the 40. We'll give him forward progress to the 39-yard line. Another Trojan 1st down.
And so they bring that tight end in there and they run inside zone and have him capture that backside defensive end. And so it should just be kind of a committee blocking by the offensive line and the tight end. They're double teaming up to linebackers, trying to make create some holes for this running back to squeeze through. Right there, Gadsden City did a really good job holding their ground, filling the gaps, and stopping them. For a very short gain, even though they were able to get the 1st down.
19th 1st down of the game. Hand off to Reynolds over the right side. Across the 35, tripped up. And looks like they'll give him forward progress One official at the 34, the other at the 32. We'll see where they mark him out down at. They will give it to the 32, so 7-yard pickup. 2nd down and 3 coming up from Muscle Shoals.
And again, what you're seeing is these Muscle Shoals running backs, they're not getting touched until they're 4 or 5 yards down the field. And then when they're getting tackled, they're falling for another 1 to 2 yards forward. So you're seeing a lot of these 7-yard gains just because this Muscle Shoals offense is being more physical than Gadsden City.
Quick throw. Hits his man Fowler, and he drags the defender down the 29-yard line and should be enough for the 1st down.
This is going to be another one Muscle Shoals is going to look at on film and say, man, we missed an opportunity right here.
Yeah.
Number 5, Jamarion Draper, he just missed a block right there on the edge, which he had a tough block. He had number 7, Zion Gibson, the Alabama commit at Gadsden City. He's a tough guy to block, but if you're able to seal that block, Fowler's probably still running, or he stopped now because he's in the end zone.
Have it at the 28. Draper's looking back at the sideline, and there's a lot of jumping around there, but no penalty flag. 7:35 remaining. Hand off here to Tapscott up the middle, across the 25, still going. Gets it to the red zone, brought down at the 17. Another Trojan 1st down, actually marked down at the 16.
Wow, just a great run right there. He running back was able to get real skinny and get through that hole that was created by the offensive line. When Muscle Shoals does this, where they shift over, they shift a lineman over, they bring an extra lineman on one side of the ball, they're doing that to create different angles, okay? So you're still getting the ball snapped straight back to the quarterback, but now you've got a longer side that your running back is running to. That means that there's more double teams over there and more opportunities for gaps and holes for the running back to squeeze through.
Back in the red zone, under 7 left to play. 1st down and 10 from the 16. Tapscott a handoff over the left side. Showing some patience and does enough. That should have been a 2-yard loss. It's a 2-yard gain. 2nd down and 8 coming up.
Absolutely, and that's just the Muscle Shoals running backs doing a really good job of fighting for everything that they've gotten tonight. Gadsden City did a good job right there of doing that gang tackling, that group tackling, where they've got to get a couple of guys on the tackle, or these running backs aren't going down. They're not going down easy.
Make that 167 yards on 42 carries. This offense has ran 58 plays, so now over the 300-yard mark at 307 yards, and they haven't allowed Gadsden City to cross midfield yet. Clements, handoff up the middle, Tapscott, but he is stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. He does enough to pick up a yard on the play. A really good tackle there for Gadsden City. Number 90, Stephen Thomas.
Yeah, Stephen Thomas is the big guy in the middle, and he did a really good job of shedding his block and then making a great tackle, wrapping up that Muscle Shoals running back for a very short game, forcing this 3rd and a little bit longer to go.
So we go to our 4th quarter heat timeout. With that, we'll take a break here on the X Sports Network.
Bank Independent. We're invested in you.
It's one of our biggest sales of the year, the Storingly Furniture Labor Day Sale. Come shop our 3-acre showroom with Labor Day savings throughout. We have a huge amount of furniture in stock and ready to be delivered, featuring famous name brand furniture from all over the world. And all in-stock outdoor furniture is on sale now. Plus our huge selection of mattresses in stock and ready to go. Plus 0% financing is available and free delivery too. Don't you miss the Storingly Furniture Labor Day Sale.
At C&B Linen, fast, friendly, and reliable service is our promise to you. Because you're not just a customer, you're family. From multi-use linen to branded floor coverings and a complete range of cleaning supplies, C&B Linen is here to make sure you have everything you need. From our high-quality products to our fast, friendly, and reliable service, you'll experience the difference with C&B Linen. Because you're not just a client, you're part of our family. You'll be winning with C&B Linen.
Back here at Muscle Shoals, out of the heat timeout. Clock will roll, 6 minutes remaining. Trojans leading Gadsden City 17-0. 3rd down and 7. Clements, what a throw, wide open. Reynolds in the end zone, touchdown Trojans. And that should all but seal the deal here from Muscle Shoals on week 1.
And that was just a great play design coming out of that heat timeout. We've seen Muscle Shoals a couple times tonight. They've really done a good job of setting this play up. They run the fake handoff done a really good job of selling it all night, waggling to the backside. They've usually hit Fowler out there in the flats, and what they did this time, they faked the handoff, and now they let that running back slip out into the open on the other side of the line of scrimmage. Clemens did a really good job of flipping back around, finding him, making a catch, easy catch and throw.
Kick from Garcia up and through the uprights. Trojans lead it 24-0, 5:51 remaining. We'll have the next Titan drive. We return here on the X Sports Network.
Bank Independent has been such a great partner because not only are they taking the stress of the finances off of our plate, but they're investing in us as we're investing in them. And I think that is a strong partnership. The spirit of what Bank Independent does is right there in the name.
There are now more ways to save at Quick Mart. Become a Quick Club member and easily earn rewards on qualifying purchases at Quick Mart convenience stores using the Quick Club app, available in the Apple App Store and Google Play. To save on fuel for work, use the Fuel Rewards Pro app to earn 5 cents a gallon on work fill-ups and redeem the savings for yourself. To get started, visit fuelrewards.com/pro or download the app in the Apple App Store and Google Play.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
A play 52-yard drive capped off by Clemens. 13-yard touchdown to Reynolds. Extra points good. The Trojans of Muscle Shoals leading Gadsden City 24-0. Pooch kick from Garcia caught by Perry at the 32-yard line, and that's where Gadsden City will take over first down and 10.
And again, Muscle Shoals, even with a 3-touchdown lead, they do not want to kick the ball back there and give Gibson an opportunity to make a play. And so we see another Pooch kick. Great field position start for Gadsden City, better than what we've seen this half for them. They've started the other 2 drives way back in their own territory. So let's see if they've got any spark left in the engine right here, any gas left to go. If they get a quick score right here and can either try an onside kick or get a quick 3-and-out on defense, some sort of turnover, we may still be in the ball game.
Yeah.
But it's got to happen quick.
And they haven't gotten across midfield yet here tonight. Just a total of 39 yards total offense on 27 plays tonight for the Titans.
And that's just kudos to that Muscle Shoals defense.
Handoff here up the middle, and he will get a help from his offensive line. Still going across the 35. Enough here to the 36-yard line on the carry there, Ja'Kiah Harris.
Muscle Shoals is pointing like the ball came out, and they came up with it.
And the officials,
I think they're going to leave it.
Yeah, just going to leave it as is. 5-yard pickup for Harris. Second down and 5 coming up, under 5:25 left to play. As Franklin's back at quarterback here for Gadsden City. 4 wide formation again, 2 receivers to each side. Harris to Franklin's right. Quick throw out to the outside. It's his intended receiver. Shy of the first down at around the 41-yard line. Making the catch, Keelan Smith. 5-yard pickup here. Excuse me, at the 39.
And again, I like this mindset from Gadsden City. They've seen a lot of success and a lot of productivity on the outside. Getting the ball out quick, getting it to playmakers in space, and letting them do something, letting them make something happen. So I love the idea. Just a quick 5-yard hitch, get it out there to him, see what he can do.
Gadsden City tonight, 1 of 9 on third down. Harris, that's Franklin, a good pass. I don't know how he held on to it, but he did, and that's a first down to the 44-yard line. Making that incredible catch there is Tommy Stepmeyer.
I'm not sure he knew how he caught it there for a second either, but yeah, great throw, great catch. Way to get in front of the sticks. A lot of times when we run these stick routes, we run these stop routes, guys will run them short of the line to gain and then get tackled as soon as they catch it. That does no good. So good job getting on the other side of that first down marker.
Some up-tempo coming up here. Franklin going to call his own number. He's got some room. He's going to throw, and that should be obvious pass interference, and it is. As Yao got just hog-tied there. And a penalty flag, and that will be a pretty obvious pass interference from here. Update from over at Lauderdale County. Lauderdale County scored with just 10 minutes left. They lead Lexington 20-12 late in that game. Thank you, Stanley Wilson, for the updates. Stanley Wilson, the man, the myth, the legend, the most eligible bachelor out of Foley, Alabama. I love Stanley. I love him to death. And that's going to be 15. Yeah, so they'll take this one to the Hey, they crossed midfield for
There
the
we
first
go.
time to the 40-yard line.
Better late than never,
Yeah.
but we got a long way to go and a short time to get there. About little over 4 minutes left in the game. Gadsden City needs to see something happen quick. They got to get something downfield. They got to break a tackle, get a big play, get a good gain, and ultimately they have to get in the end zone.
Hand off to Harris up the middle, and gets across the 40. Still on his feet. They'll give him forward progress to the 37-yard line. 4-yard pickup. 2nd down and 6 coming up.
And with the amount of time left, I'm just not really wild about these inside runs. It's still, the clock is still running right now. If we're going to run these inside runs, we have to be able to get back up to the line of scrimmage really quick and run that next play. But right now we've got guys looking at the sideline. Clock is still just bleeding out.
It's almost like an infield playing back with a runner on third, just conceding a run on a ground ball. Franklin throws, and he said he caught it.
Wow.
That's not what I would say happened there, but he got it. It's a 7-yard pickup.
Well, that was just great awareness right there to be able to catch it, but still get a foot down in bounds.
It's a 1st down and 10 now from the Trojan 30-yard line. I don't know. That was pretty close there, but they'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Smith makes the catch. 1st down and 10. Gadsden City.
Most importantly, the clock stopped. That's what they needed to see.
Franklin drops back, screenplay, and just out of the reach of Harris.
That was the same screenplay that was picked off by Devin Smith earlier in the game, and so they tried to set it up again, just weren't able to connect. I think if they would have connected, they would have had some headroom. They would have had some room to run and hopefully would have gotten out of bounds, stopped the clock, and gave themselves a chance to get back into this game.
2nd down and 10, 3:14 remaining here in the 4th quarter clock. Three receivers still left, one to the right. Harris to Franklin's right out of the shotgun. Nickel defense here from Muscle Shoals. Throw it out in the flat to Yao. Yao across the 30 and brought down hard at the 28-yard line.
And Yao's just got to be aware right there of what the situation is. The situation is there's 3 minutes left in this game and you're trying to make a comeback. You can't make those cuts back inside. You've got to be able to get outside, get what you can, and get out of bounds.
Trying to make one move too many right there.
Right.
3rd down and 8. This team so far on 3rd down is 2 of 10. Something if you're head coach Allie Smith, you want to work on here coming up in week number 2 and throughout the course of the year. Situations are huge in every game. Franklin going to lob it up into the end zone as a man, and he makes the catch. It's going to be a touchdown here for the Titans. Looks like Yao makes the catch, and the Titans not going to get shut out here in week 1.
Wow, that's just a great throw and catch right there. They had a little an inside fade, so it comes from the number 2 receiver from the sideline. So the first guy kind of ran a little short hitch to try to pull that corner back up. The inside guy kind of faded his way out like he was running a go route, and just a great throw, great catch to get Gadsden City on the board right here. AJ, there's still
time.
It's still time.
Anything could happen.
We're not counting them out yet.
And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here called by Gadsden City because they're probably thinking here, okay, let's go for 2.
Yeah, and that's
if you make it if you kick the extra point, it's still a 3-score game. If you go for 2 here and you get it, a lot of things have to happen. But the Patriots were down 27-3 to the Falcons at 28-3 to the Falcons at halftime. Had to hit a bunch of 2-point conversions to stay alive in that one.
And that's what we're looking at right now. I mean, 24-6. You're looking at if you're really trying to get back in this game, then you can't short yourself an opportunity. So right here, if we get 2 more touchdowns with all 3 2-point conversions converted, now we've got a tie ball game. Right? If you're kicking extra points right here, then you've got to take now an extra drive on top of all those to get back in the game. And so I think that's what Coach Smith is doing right here. I feel like he's calling his guys over there to really set up that 2-point play that they've probably practiced 100 times this summer, this fall, and got it prepared for moments like this.
Probably what he really didn't want to do is call a timeout.
Right. You're with this amount of time left. That was not ideal for him to use and burn a timeout right there. But I'd rather use and burn the timeout than not everybody not be in place and understand what's happening on the 2-point conversion.
We'll bring the offense on the field here. Backfield, Zayden Smith. Franklin causes, they do some sort of a reverse, and he is going to be a yard short.
Yeah, they tried to bring out the reverse right there, you see, and it just gets blown up. Just a great job right there by number 22, Brianni Jones, of getting into the backfield. Man, he came like he was shot out of a cannon off the edge and was able to make that tackle before Gadsden City was able to set up that reverse and get in there for a 2-point conversion.
So 2:23 remaining here. Muscle Shoals pretty much as taking care of business here as they lead it 24-6, 2:23 remaining in the game, and a lot of positives, mainly just a ton of positives outside of that last drive for Muscle Shoals. And if you're Gadsden City, okay, you get a touchdown there late. You get something going into week number 2.
Absolutely. That's more or less a moral touchdown for them right there. So they don't come into week 1 and get shut out. Muscle Shoals has shown that they are going to be a really tough team to beat this year. They're going to be very competitive, just like they have year in and year out. That's what we expect out of the Muscle Shoals Trojans program. But again, they've got to finish. They've got to finish. We've said it multiple times on this broadcast, and it'll be said multiple times, I know, by Coach Gadsden and his staff the rest of the season, because they've got a great team, but it doesn't matter if you can't get over that playoff hump.
That's right. Yeah. You can only make it to the quarterfinals and the semifinals so many times,
Right.
You do it enough and you don't get over that hump. The locals get restless.
Locals will get restless, especially down here in Alabama where football is pretty high on the priority list.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't want to say if you want to rob somebody, this is the time to do it. But enough people have left. You've lost your window of opportunity.
Right.
Sauls, and looks like he's going to try an onside kick here. Everyone bunched up around the football, and offside's called here. And the coaching staff for Gadsden City is not happy. Now, there's about 3. We'll take a look at it here.
I don't know about it.
Maybe they started before he started. I don't know.
They had a really good idea right there. Of course, our camera is at a different angle than what the referees are looking at it. I will give them that benefit of the doubt. But I like what Gadsden City was thinking right there. Muscle Shoals had everybody brought up, expecting the short, low onside kick, and they probably put 3 of their fastest guys out there on the edge and said, we're about to pooch it over, and it's going to be an all-out race. You just got to beat the red team there.
Muscle Shoals made the adjustment. They put someone deep back there.
There you go. That's probably a pretty smart thing. Probably got a little lucky, Coach Gadsden, over there on the sideline with that one.
Hey, that's something to look out for later down the road.
Absolutely.
I like seeing teams do that because, the traditional way is, hey, just boot it 10 yards and pray for the best.
Right.
Instead of, okay, we got a lot of speed, but see if we can just pooch it somewhere, see if the ball dies and someone fall on it, which is what they're doing here, and they're going to fair catch it right there at the 21-yard line or the 22, and that's where the Trojans will take over first down and 10.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if Gadsden City just hadn't practiced the onside kick, or if they just feel like they're not very good at it right now at this moment. I would love to have seen some sort of effort right there to get the ball back instead of just conceding it over to Muscle Shoals. We've got 2.5 minutes left. Yeah. I know you're down a couple scores, and you're going to have to make some magic work, but I would love to see a little fight right there, especially week 1. Let's see what kind of guts our guys have out there on the field. What do we have to work with the rest of the season?
Muscle Shoals looks like varsity's still out there. 2:23 remaining as, like I said, the locals making their way out to the vehicles. Shouldn't be too hard to get out of the parking lot after this one tonight. So
this has been a great showing on senior night, on Muscle Shoals senior night as well.
Yeah, Tapscott Yeah, good football there. Got a big hole and slides down at the 28-yard line.
Yeah, he understands what the situation is, where we're at. He understands that it's a long season, and he's going to save himself as many hits as he can. Great gain right there. Great job by the offensive line opening up a hole. And he was able to get through there, get about 5 yards, and slide down. And now they're going to let that clock milk.
No play clocks on the field. Is this an Alabama thing, or I know different?
Well, from our standpoint.
Oh, I see that one. Okay. That light pole gets me every time. Okay. Yeah, we just can't. We're blocked either way here. Sorry, I wasn't trying to be mean to anybody. I just didn't. Because, I worked a little bit in Georgia as Tapscott gets a first down here to the 35, and they don't have play clocks on the field in Georgia. Not even when they play at big stadiums like Mercedes-Benz or Georgia State for the state championship, they don't have play clocks. It's all kept by the officials.
And it's really one of those things where, either everybody has to have it or nobody gets to have it.
Exactly,
kind of thing. Yeah. And that was a similar situation with Alabama high school football a couple years back with the TVs, the video playback on the sidelines. Some schools were able to have those, and then they made a rule that either everybody has them or nobody gets them, right? Because that is a clear advantage.
I know Tennessee last year, it was the first year they allowed the drones over the field. So for film and for playback in there, and it's funny, you hear all this buzzing, you think something's wrong.
Right.
And it's all out there, but it's both teams with the drones, as Clemens going to take a knee under 40 seconds left to play, and that will finish things out here on week number 1. Looks like they're going to take one more snap here. Try to bleed it as much as they can. 10 here on the play clock, and that one will do it. Both sides shaking hands here in the middle. So the Trojans start off 2025 in a big way. 24-6, the win over the Gadsden City Titans. They start off at 1-0 on the year. Gadsden City drops to 0-1 here. Jacob, what are your final thoughts here in week number 1 in 2025?
Well, I think what we saw from Muscle Shoals is what we expected to see. We knew that they were going to have a very experienced defense, getting all 11 starters back. We knew they had some big-time players, and those guys really showed out. We did see some spurts of offense come out of Gadsden City, but for the most part, this Muscle Shoals defense, they really laid the hammer down. They really stifled that offense, gave them no opportunity to get back in the game.
Absolutely. So the next game for Muscle Shoals will be next Thursday night as they travel to historic Brawley Stadium to take on Florence High School, and it's going to be a fun season. And this Muscle Shoals team might be something special. We might be seeing them way late into November, maybe December.
Right, absolutely. And I think Coach Gadsden, he's got that kind of resume that he can get teams to that kind of situation, those kind of games. So I'm excited to see how it plays out.
Yeah. Exciting first game here with Jacob Tucker. Thrilled to have you guys and Bank Independent a part of our broadcast here. Looking forward. We got 5 more Thursday night games. Of course, we are somewhere every Friday night. So we've got, I believe, a total of 19 games so far here, week number 1. And a lot of exciting stuff happening here. So for Jacob Tucker, our producer, Sam Camp, I'm A.J. Good here on the X Sports Network. Tomorrow night, Deschler will be hosting Russellville. We have another exciting one here on the X Sports Network. But for now, have a great evening. We'll see you guys tomorrow night.
For over 75 years, we've served this place we all call home. Bank Independent. We're invested in you.
This is the X Sports Network.